Hey, RPM Trade Vietnam. I'm in here. Everything's gonna be all right. All right? Yeah. So, um, I want y'all to pardon me. I need to shave. I also need your pardon because my face is still swollen from some oral surgery. So all my shit is like still swollen, still ain't quite right. So pardon me for that. I'm gonna slur a little bit, talk with a lisp, but hopefully y'all can get past that while I kick some shit. I'm gonna try and engage with y'all a little bit more too. Um, because cause I fuck with y'all, man. It's a D thing. What up, Engineer X? Yeah, I got a water pick, but I can't even use it. I can't even use it for like another like 2 weeks. Um, the water pick is dope though. Um, man, listen, I be wanting y'all to really understand some stuff, especially people that don't really know me much. I be wanting y'all to really understand something. Uh, First things first. I'm a sincere person. I don't get on the internet to play. Um, I try to convey what's going on in my mind enough for y'all to understand what I'm saying and where I'm coming from. And I be wanting y'all to know that I'm not playing. I've been doing the open carry demonstration with the Hugger AR ownership out on the streets with a gun uh, for like over 6 years. It'll be coming up on 7 years this October. That's crazy. The time is just going so fast. Um, I'm sincere in what it is that I do and say, and I be wanting y'all to know that behind everything that I say is um, such a level of love and respect for my fellow man that when I look out into the world and I realize that there's a lack of that, I know that very easily somebody can come across what it is that I do, even if they're listening to what I'm saying, and still feel a disconnection between us, as if maybe I'm just an internet dude, I'm just saying this stuff. I don't think like this until I turn the camera on and all that type of shit. I am so fucking sincere in what it is that I say to y'all. Um, I'm a regular person. Sad songs make me cry out of nowhere. Um, it's not always tears of sadness. It's really like a little bit of disappointment, a little bit of um, hope for the future of humanity. Because I honestly believe that if everybody approached life the way that it is that I think and see things, I don't think people would be willing to rob somebody. Period. Right? And a Christian can say this because his Christian beliefs and stuff might have him on a certain path in life that he feels that he himself is a safe bet for humanity, a safe man, an honorable man, looking to harm nobody, blah, 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 whatever. But even then, certain beliefs that people carry sometimes facilitates an excuse or an outlet for people to be less than loving depending on the circumstances. And where I'm coming from, there's no room for that. It's so deep that I can't even look to a holy book, a group of people, a political party, or none of that that will help you identify who it is that I am and what I'm thinking and doing. You got to listen to me because I don't feel like anybody's getting it right. No one's getting it right. And I think that no one's getting it right because there are different layers and observations in reality the human experience, what it is that we say that we want, and what it is that we're doing to actually get it. And looking for freedom and salvation and justice and then turn it to government and no place else seems ridiculous to me. They're not going to be the ones to give it to you. Right away, as soon as I know that somebody wants to be patriotic, stand up for Americans, right? Uh, American is a term that wasn't always a term. It could easily not be a term later on in the human experience. It's a fleeting definition or perspective to have. I only give a fuck about the American thing when I have to defend it for being by default an American because I was born and raised here. What I always try to do in my trains of thought is to focus in on whatever potential identity that I or anybody else could possibly obtain. Find a definition or an identity that cannot be changed by politics, that was not delivered or given to us or defined by politics at all. And if you can still define a human life by things that were not given to you or cannot be changed by politics, then that's what the truth is. As soon as you identify with the politics for whatever reason, you're open to being misunderstood, judged, persecuted, depending on what's going on. Um, you can instantly create an enemy combatant out of another fellow human being based off these definitions. That's when I know something is wrong. As soon as I say I'm a fucking human being and somebody says, I object because I am not, and we're on different things, and you can do that, we got a problem here. You see what I'm saying? If you define your things on all of the things that bring us together, I identify with whatever makes a white guy no different than me. Then call me that. You can't call me something that perspective or political manipulation or influence, ever changing geographical things. And I'm not talking about political people are so in the right now. Motherfuckers tend to be so politically smart and aware. I've had a person who claims to be very politically aware of what's going on tell me that the Kennedy assassination is irrelevant. Crazy. I do not want to be restricted by my race, not even by my gender, which is a way more legit uh, divide between human beings than race or politics. And even then, you got to be careful how you do that because you did not choose your own goddamn gender. It's not an accomplishment. You didn't do that. Same thing with your race. You didn't do that. It can never be a badge of honor. So when you take something like that and hold it up as a badge of honor or a pass for you to do or say or act a certain way that other people cannot, as if you deserve something in life that other people do not deserve because of your race that you didn't even choose, it's not even an accomplishment. I know that I'm smarter than you are because there's a certain prerequisite to be as aware and intelligent as I am. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn like I'm a smart motherfucker, right? Like I'm the only smart motherfucker. Not only am I not the only smart motherfucker, every single one of you can rise to a higher level of intelligence and honest observation and awareness when you choose to. At the drop of a dime, you can elevate little by little over everything. But people want to say black man this, black that, white this, white that. And I go, I know I'm dealing with somebody who hasn't gone through the necessary divorcing of things that you will learn, uh, a necessary denouncing of political manipulation and social manipulation. You haven't gone through that yet. And until you go through that, I know those very things will hold you back from being as intelligent, smart, and aware as you could be. I'm not smarter than everybody, but I do believe there are certain things that I'll check inside and outside of myself to remove barriers that other people have maintained and held on to. And those barriers will keep you from being completely honest in your observation about what's going on, period. Period. And because of those things, I'm going to be smarter than them other people that haven't gone through that, period. And I'm not going to try to be so humbled by that or modest that I don't use the awareness and the intelligence and the articulation that I seem to be naturally prone to do since I was a kid. I'm not going to hold all of that back for the sake of political correctness, to be nice to people, to not hurt people's feelings, to not sound arrogant. It's not meant to be arrogance. It's meant to be a pride in knowing that the world has been trying to fool me and manipulate me into something, and I didn't let it do that shit to me. And I think you shouldn't let it do it to you. And if you do, I think that's stupid for you to allow yourself to be manipulated and then strut all over the fucking planet or all through the social media shit where y'all got the balls to actually act like that. Don't strut your shit in front of me, motherfucker, like somehow you've achieved something, because you look dangerously ignorant to me if you think that you can lead with your race at all, black or white. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck who you are, black or white. If you lead with that, I'm telling you, man, that's a barrier. That's gonna stop you from observing something. That's gonna get in your way, man. It's gonna get in your way. And I know that it is. I watch it happen all the time. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. I just can't. I don't understand. Listen, so when you talk about the layers, when you talk about like layers, right? Who in this bitch? Sam Fisher, what up, bro? Nobody picked their parents or nothing. When people talk about free will, that's crazy. Hey, but you know what? We're gonna get into that Engineer X, because deeper layers of thinking. And then once you start observing and accepting and identifying where the truth really is, a truth that cannot be argued, cannot be changed or presented to you by politics or even religious affiliations, your childhood, how you was raised, if you break all of that down and you really look at what's going on, I don't know. It could be a philosophical, metaphysical discussion on whether or not we chose this stuff. Tricky. You talk about like the multiverse, the hermetic teachings, and the seven hermetic principles. Um, how control are we of our lives, really, of manifesting our reality? I don't know. There's a good chance there might be more control involved in this than what we think. And I think I find very consistently that where an individual delegates responsibility of choice onto anything else, every single time we do that, I think we lost an opportunity to take the responsibility onto ourselves with the expectation that that responsibility is going to reveal a power inside of the individual that cannot be realized and then utilized until you say that that was you that did that. Period. Um, People think that when I stick up for quote unquote black shit, that I'm making excuses or not taking accountability or responsibility for blah 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 blah. Untrue. That's me having to fucking negotiate with you motherfuckers down here in the game when I'm already way up here looking at the overall. The overall, right? The overall tells me that humanity has a problem with control and enslavement of others, right? Black people aren't the only ones who have fallen for that, or fallen victim to that. Um, and we can go down the whole rabbit hole about what all of that is, but the individual is a co-author of reality in ways that will blow the average person's mind when they want to delegate responsibility, blame, uh, the power to choose, the willingness to either be ignorant or to insist that reality reveals to you what the truth is. All of these things are very much an individual responsibility, and I think there's great power behind that. There's some great power behind that. It's hard for me to argue politics with people when I'm sitting here wondering how much um, metaphysics, uh, the quantum field, what that means, how it can be manipulated, and what that means. why some of these things seem to be held secret, held captive behind economic walls that are also behind financial walls, which is also behind an illusionary wall of authority to say that academia is the only place a man is ever going to discover the truth of the world and how it works. I think that's crazy. With the internet and access to books and the ideas of meditation, self awareness, self reflection, self forgiveness, um, all of those things that they don't teach in public schools and shit like that. I think that's the real root to an education about how reality works that'll put you miles above the average person when the most powerful thing that a motherfucker has to say on the internet is what it is that they like or don't like about Trump. That's the most powerful thing you have to say all day. That is the depth of your imagination, your interpretation of reality, your examination of reality. That's as far as it goes. Politics, right? It's crazy. That's crazy to me. If a motherfucker can't sit down and meditate and ask themselves what this is, the matter, this stuff, the physical shit, what is it? What is it? If you ever asked yourself that today, I don't want to talk to you about politics. You're way down here, and I think you need to go up here. When you go up there, you will come down here and see all of the games. Because everything up here is way more important. It's way more of an honest, thorough, to the fucking bone examination of your fucking consciousness itself. Not the game that they give you when you got here. The game was different 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 500 years ago. In 500 years, it'll be different. What we call normal in everyday social interaction right now will not be normal in 100 years, 200 years, 500 years. It wasn't like that 200, 500 years ago, right? But playing inside of the ever-changing stage of the world, and then you build your entire spiritual journey upon these things, which is very easy to do. I get it. You have to say this eternal soul searching and this journey that you're on has to so much identify with ever-changing things inside of a manipulating planetary control system. You got to identify your soul with that bullshit. That don't disturb y'all? No, it doesn't. You don't even notice. You never went there. You never tried to look deep inside yourself, inside your soul's journey, and ask yourself, why the fuck is it there's something that's so definite, so obvious, your consciousness right here? How is that at the mercy of ever changing, revolving doors of political control? They are in such an ever changing flow of the puppet they put out in front of you, right? A president. Countries shouldn't have presidents. Companies have presidents. When that keeps changing, while everybody gives into this automatic default respect, compliance, support, or even giving this motherfucker peace, that when he fucks up, you let him fuck it up, you leave him be, you just wait for the next election cycle. When all of those things happen in the midst of your soul on this journey, and you can't take offense to that, I know you're not paying attention. Because I take great offense to my soul's journey being tampered with by strangers who I don't know, who extort my life's energy by taxing me to do things with the tax money that is not transparent, that you actually got to exercise some intelligence, research, and due diligence just to even think that maybe you can see what it is that they're doing with the tax money and all this other stuff and where it goes. Good luck, because then you find another hurdle. The black budget, um, trillions of dollars constantly coming up missing all the fucking time, and this is what you're aware of. You're not aware of it as they're doing it per se. They don't say, "Hey, we got trillions of dollars somehow being siphoned or otherwise taken, removed, and stolen." They don't tell you that it has happened and that it's still happening because the counter on the missing money is rising while they're telling you it's rising while they're telling you this shit. And they don't say, let's follow it, let's go see. They just tell you the news because it's part of the fear and the hopelessness that you get when they say government is government, and then they say government might be bad, then they watch you squirm, right? I don't trust nobody dissing government if they're inside the government and they don't have a gun on them either. I definitely don't trust you. I take very seriously, right or wrong, a man that's got a gun in his hands when he is telling you that something is wrong and he's got something to say and something to expose. I'll listen to him. Especially if he says he's a good guy. He knows where the bad guy is, and the bad guys like to fight, and that's what his gun is for. That's what this is for. That's what this is for. This is for anybody who claims to be a protector, right? But might actually be a bad guy who has a propensity for violence that is unspeakable. I bet you I can get a ban very easily if you go into great detail in examining who has committed what war crimes or international crimes or crimes against humanity. Name them by their name, first, middle, last name, birthday, address, political position, and a list of their crimes and punishments that were written out by an authority that you don't hold. All you got to do is repeat this stuff because you don't hold the authority. Somebody else said what to do if Geneva codes and other international crimes have been broken. They know what to do, right? If you say what needs to be done and then you name these people by name and their addresses and say that they appear to be guilty, there should be a trial, there should be some charges. If you do that, you will get negative attention from this so-called authority just by repeating what it is that you see, and then what they said is supposed to be done if you see this. That'll be enough. I think that's crazy to me. Um, but you let it be this way because a lower level of thinking, a lower level of vibration, very specifically, that's what it is, has allowed you guys to do what I've been calling out on social media like hardcore for the past like 6 or 8 months now. What I do when I see a post on the internet that's a good post, dispensing some good information, and the post is about exposing a lie, a lie that has led us to give support and trust to people who are actually doing harm when you talk about a big pharma or the food industry, the FDA, any government agency that you can name. When people are on the internet exposing them in ways that I can commend, that I think is good, you find thousands, sometimes millions of views, collectively billions of views, right? Likes, shares, thoughtful comments. You know what I never see in those posts though? A remedy, somebody saying that something needs to be done, somebody with a plan. Now I know people go, oh, you can't just say these kind of things on the internet. You gotta watch what you say. As soon as you tell me that I gotta watch what I say, not only are you confirming that there's an evil on the other side of this that needs us to shut the fuck up in order for them to get their shit off, you're actually confirming to me that you're scared and that is the last line of defense that they have, is that if they cannot fool you, that they can scare you into either silence or scare you into being inactive in regards to a remedy. They still got you. I don't give a fucking fuck how many likes you get on that fucking post, motherfucker. What you gonna do? Nothing. It's the punchline. You ain't gonna do shit. The fuck? You ain't gonna do shit. And they know it. So they don't care if you can see them. They don't care if you can see them. They 10 yards from the end zone dancing on your ass because they know they're finna score. They don't give a fuck about you seeing them. You not gonna do nothing. That's where I come in. I don't give a fuck about saying none of the real shit. Whatever it is they want you to not do and to not say is what I'm gonna do and say. This works. Magazine full of votes. When I say no, I'm gonna say no like that. Don't touch me. Don't talk to me either. The talking is over. Y'all don't want to say that. Y'all don't want to tell them that it's up, that they want to fight, we can fight. Y'all still want to talk? I don't even want to talk no more. I don't even want to talk no more. If you meet with them in a courtroom to argue about gun laws, good luck. It should be undebatable. Casting votes. The fuck? Tell them that you're not going to argue with them no more about the gun shit. I bet you that worked. Because they don't want to fight you for that. They do all the talking and convince you that there's talking to be done. There's a debate to be had. They tell you that so they can see if they can win, to get you to step aside, to be an honorable, law-abiding citizen. If they can get you to do that and not fight, they like that. Because as soon as you tell them that you're not talking to them about no more gun laws, that if they want it, they got to prove that it matters so much to them that they're willing to die for it. Tell these lawyers, tell these fucking judges that if they call for gun control, they also have to enforce it or else they cannot call for it. If they don't mean it that much, why is it okay for them to do that? This is a higher level of thinking that's not meant to fight a revolution right now or go hurt somebody or ignite no fight. No. Use a higher elevated train of thought to know what it is that you want. Freedom by any means. And then to say, can I get that freedom by any means and be untouched, unharmed, keep the moral high ground. No one even has a right to touch me when I reach for this in the way that I'm going to. I'm not going to give you a right or a reason to manipulate the situation where you say, well, we got to arrest Trey. We got to arrest him. For what? I ain't calling for no violence. I think the violence is inevitable because they're going to be sore losers if you circumvent what it is they're doing with something that stops them and at the same time will not give them a reason to arrest, to detour what it is that you got going on, to take a gun from you or nothing. That's what the hug is for. How the fuck am I ever going to deserve a knock on my door? Is there somebody's here to justifiably remove a fucking gun from my hand when I've been hugging all these fucking people? It's just going to look weird. It's just going to make them look like the bad guys that I think they are. Do I think this hug AR ownership will stop them from coming to my house or ever addressing me in some kind of way as if I'm some kind of a domestic terrorist who deserves to be subdued, even if it means my life in the midst of a resistance that I put up? Everything that brings them to anybody's door has a threat to your life attached to it, and they don't got to say it for it to be true. So anytime the ATF or anybody else says anything about a new gun law, all I hear is a death threat. I'm going to respond like that because that's what I hear, and not like they're calling me to court, let me get my suit and tie. If that's your response when they say that shit, you're a pussy, and I don't care who you are. I mean all of you, including your internet gun guys, who appear to be so wise, so smart, putting up a good, valiant fight for the justice. The fight for the justice and the liberty is to tell government that if you're a criminal, that disqualifies you from telling me anything about nothing, and I won off that. You're a criminal? Oh, you shouldn't even be up there. I'm not going to listen to you. You already lost it with me. I'm not going to listen to you at all, right? What else you got? Any more disqualifiers? Yeah. Yeah. Every gun law is a violation of the Constitution, period. It is. I don't care if you're scared about what that means or what it sounds like to you. Fear has absolutely nothing to do with what is right and what is wrong. Get out your goddamn feelings talking to me. Not gonna like or respect you. Y'all don't ever even talk back to me when I point these things out to correct my train of thought to then give me what the real answer is. Correct my train of thought. Doesn't make any sense at all that fear has anything to do with a moral position that we want to take in regards to law enforcement, government control, rights, and duties of your fellow man, or none. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that. It can't. Feelings change too much. Things that are wishy-washy, that change on perspective, can be manipulated or given to you by political agencies. If the media or anything else at all can influence inside your own mind and heart on a day-to-day basis, any feeling whatsoever, you can't lean on that to determine what the fuck is really right and really wrong. And your fear has absolutely nothing to do with the interpretation of what our natural God-given right really is. Take your fear out of it. If people's freedom scares you, you sound like a government fucking concubine. They do whatever the fuck they want to do to you if you say, hey man, I'm leading with fear. Guess what? They got a recipe for your ass, right? A cycle of fear will keep you so deep in the fear that you reach the government to say, I'm scared of a stranger with a gun. Please go get them in ways that I cannot myself do. Not morally, not legally, not physically. You can't do none of that shit. But y'all will pander to the idea of this government illusion so that government can come do what you won't do yourself, what you know you would be wrong to do yourself. Name a gun law on the books that a random man would have the balls to enforce if he was the only one that felt that way. Wouldn't be able to do shit. You have to die for that. Without government influence, you would have to die for all of that bullshit. Without the government influence and illusion of authority, you wouldn't have anything to hide behind. Thus, if you become the initiator of any force and violence upon anybody who was harming no one, morality is going to show you that you were the bad guy. Government says, oh, we can fix that. Give them a badge. Give them a badge. Now people will lose sight of what morality really is, and you can gain support and or obedience based off of that and nothing else. And not a law enforcement officer don't gotta die to enforce nothing. He can do it by getting you to say, well, yeah, I was speeding. Yeah, you did catch me. Yeah, that was me driving the car. Here's my ID and shit, so you know it was me. And yeah, the law's the law. Yeah, you said I got 30 days. I got to come to court and do this and that, whatever, if I want to contest it. Come on, man. If there's any truth at all in the idea that something as simple as a citation that y'all take so wholeheartedly as being absolute fact because they present it to you, if there's any legitimacy at all in the fact that that's a contract, right? It's a ticket that the cop signs before you do, agreeing to all the terms and conditions on the ticket before you sign it, and that it's a mind game. It's a legalese mind game for him to coerce you into signing it also so that you take on a responsibility in this game that they're playing behind this wall of illusion. Bro, it only takes this much. It only takes one example. If there's any truth in that, and there's a deception going on, even in something as small as a speeding ticket, I throw it all away. I don't respect none of it at all. It all in the air, fucking fairy dust, gone. Means nothing to me at all. I already got the moral high ground from so many vantage points. I am not going to care. I don't have to care. This is the highest level of thinking that I can possibly go to in regards to scrutinizing very seriously the intent behind the illusion of authority when it's me v cop, me v lawyer. Whenever it's like that, I don't care about what the legal papers say. Strip it all away. What are we dealing with here? What we're dealing with is a legalese that considers everyone dead and lost at sea. Your social security number, your social security card, birth certificate, printed on bond paper, uh, the driver's license is a contract. Contracts and shit like that often relinquish your natural rights because it plugs you into a framework that does not exist outside of it. The framework is what's killing people. This is what people don't understand. They can't think outside the box. Can't think outside the box, man. Every law is a death threat. It is, man. It's crazy. Um, and why I'm so adamant and comfortable with the violent part of the idea of freedom, fighting for freedom and justice, holding evil people accountable. All of those things make me very okay with the violence that's implied in the struggle on our side, because I already know that violence is a part of every single thing they do and say. They don't write a law down, a new law, call it law, and then present it to us until they have come up with the proper punishment. That's a part of the package deal when they conceive of these things. How does the punishment go when they will inevitably not listen? Because they know that whether it's your ignorance, whether it's your natural spirit to disobey, whether it's because of anything that'll make somebody break the law. There's a lot of psychological things that go on to make people break laws, even laws that align with natural law that I would support. Thou shalt not kill, I support that. The Bible didn't need to write it. The law society does not need to write down uh, uh, terms and agreements between them and criminals about how much time away from society they owe society for attempting to kill somebody, not being successful in killing that person, being arrested under peaceful terms where you did not fight where they had to kill you to make the arrest, and then you go to jail and then you get probation considering other circumstances and influences on your case. I think if you attempt to kill somebody, it's just as bad as murder. Just because you weren't good at it doesn't mean that the attempt wasn't this. It was that the attempt didn't have the same intent. So, to me, I don't need the law society to iron that out for me. I'm already locked in morally, and I know what's up. I know what's up. If you attempt to kill somebody, you deserve to be killed. Period. You don't deserve 2.5 years in the joint, bro. How many people go through that and then they come out and then they get who they're trying to get? Not just for what it was in the first place, but the resentment built up for serving time on that. Now, hey, some people might change their mind, change their ways, and serve that time, then go away and never come back to follow through on whatever it is that they were trying to do beforehand when we talk about attempted murder cases. Some people might do that, but that's a grace given to them by the law society that's claiming to protect the innocent, but they do nothing of the sort. They don't protect the innocent really. Um, an attempt on my life would not have to be successful for you to get like a defensive reaction from me, and if my reaction in a self self-defense situation where somebody legit attempted to take my life, if my response is that I took theirs instead, now it's forever the punishment deserving for somebody who makes the attempt to kill somebody. Even if they fail, they should be put to death. I think criminals should be harshly treated. It's just fair, right? Talk about a deterrent. When you tell people they attempt to kill somebody, they will be killed for it. Or let me attempt to kill their ass. Let's see what happens. Huh? Am I less righteous in that? If my attempt to kill somebody who attempted to kill somebody and failed, if my attempt is successful, am I less moral in that because I was successful in my attempt? No, I'm not less moral for that. It seems like morality is telling you if you do that, man, whatever happens after that happens, even if it goes all the way to your death. And that's in an attempted murder situation. Cops are willing to kill you for $100, and people allow this to go by them. Harshly treated by who? The government. Um, that's another tricky one. Um, Disqualifying governments who are criminals themselves should not be able to tell us what to do about anything. And I also kind of find it hard for them to be the ones to dispense any justice, even if the justice is uh, imprisonment or death, and it was well deserved by the offender. I still am not quite sure if government should be the ones to do that. We are in a quagmire of fucking bullshit. We really are. Yeah, cops are willing to kill you over really anything. Um, they have to be. This is why I don't think there's a such thing as a good cop, because they're all willing to kill you over refusal to pay a citation. Every one of them are. And people say, "Oh, there's a good cop." No, it's not. You can't even be a cop and keep your fucking job if you're not willing to go through the entire process, your trained protocol, when engaging anybody about anything. Get a ticket, refuse to pay it, ignore them completely. When they try to draw it to your attention that they've been trying to contact you or get some cooperation with you to settle this financial debt, this so-called debt that you have to them, which is crazy because they can't play victim, judge, jury, and executioner inside of a citation that they gave you that has no victim attached, no written statement from no victim that you can look eye to eye with, who can say to you and articulate a crime you committed upon them, and then a loss that can be measured to which you owe restitution to. Without any of that, because that sounds like justice, can't nobody escape that shit. You create a victim and they can go through this process of looking you in your face, making a claim that you made a victim out of them, showing you a corpus delicti, a body of evidence that says they have had a loss of their own safety and well-being or their property, whether you have taken it or destroyed it. Without having that, you really don't got no case. And if you have that, morality says that that needs to be settled and nobody can get away with doing that shit. We don't need the law to say this stuff. Morality says, man, what the fuck else are you logically expecting to happen after you create a victim? You gonna pay for that shit. You know who never pays for victimizing people? Government. They never pay. They never pay. They never pay. What government, not white people, but what government did to black folks in this country, they're never going to pay for that. They're never going to pay for it. I said this to somebody yesterday on social media, maybe even again today to somebody else. But I said it in a live stream in my Facebook days during an open carry demonstration. I said this one day and I went, yeah, because it almost dawned on me as I was saying it and talking it out, because I'm constantly reaching for a bottom line truth, an objective truth. They cannot be changed by political manipulation or feelings. Things that are true no matter who it is that says it, man or woman, black, white, Asian, doesn't matter. Whoever says it is in the right, it's true no matter who says it. Those are the things that I like. And I said this, and it's the absolute truth. On a moral stage in the human experience. I don't give a fuck about how you feel about slavery, black man. You cannot blame a bunch of white people who did not morally choose to do that. Period. They don't owe you shit. Now, if you want to look a little deeper into it to say, well, a lot of these people are still in possession of and have control over things that should have been uh, um, what's the word? That should be sensibly, logically, and morally placed back into the hands of someone who can claim some kind of rightful ownership to it. When that doesn't happen, and people are still in possession of stolen loot, that's a whole nother topic. And I think there's something to be discovered inside of that. Something's going on with that. My black people, you're not all the way wrong. You're not all the way wrong, but kinda. You're wrong enough that the universe will not allow black people to get no further in what it is that they think that they're fighting for if they cannot morally square a flaw that they have inside of their debate in this country about that black white shit. If you continuously blame people who did not use their own moral choices to harm you in this way. Can't do it. You can't do it. You can't blame white people today for that slavery shit. You just can't do it. It's not even their responsibility to fix it or nothing. It's not. Government did that slavery shit. A good white man could not stop that slavery shit. A bad white guy can't bring it back today. Not without government green lights. You're going to need government muscle and government operations to bring the slavery about, or else it won't go. You need government muscle. You need the government machine to stop the slavery. When they say we're not doing it like this no more, government said we're not doing it like this no more. If they stood like a brick wall and said the slavery shit is going to run its fucking course from now to the end of time, and we're going to stand with government issued firearms and manpower to stand on business about the slavery shit until there is no more of us left to fight it. If they said that, we still be chattel slavery for black people right now. They had to stop saying that shit in order for that to be the case. That doesn't make them a savior. That exposes them for being the culprit in this slavery thing the entire time. Because what they did to quote unquote end slavery could have been done way before it was, but it wasn't. And not because white people didn't care enough to fucking stop it. Not because black people didn't fight back because just the fuck we did. It's got nothing to do with that. You got to get big daddy government to move with you or it won't move. I blame government for that slavery shit. I don't blame white folks for that. I don't blame white people for it. That's the uniform that slavery shit put on. It's a uniform that it put on, but the slavery is still the slavery nonetheless. And government said, yeah, let's run that. And when they said stop it, then it stopped. And even then it didn't stop, they shifted it. They said, no, we'll give you a chance. You got to qualify for the slavery by disqualifying your inherent natural freedoms by committing a crime. And what are these crimes? Let's make everything that free niggas like to do a crime. Let's make gun ownership a crime for them or other people in certain situations. The tax stamp that they put on gun ownership of certain firearms. I can't remember when this was. This is a while ago, years ago, a long time ago, when they first enacted some of the first gun control laws. It was all about niggas. They kept it that way from the very beginning, so much so that in 1968, the Black Panthers did their part to help be a vessel to usher in gun control that they still rocking right now, especially in places like Chicago. A lot of that shit was a response to Black Panthers, man. Cody, what up, Cody? If half the cops were good, the other half would be in jail. Says Cody Cooper. You goddamn fucking right. There's no such thing as a good cop. Any cop that says, hey, if I gotta chase behind somebody to make an arrest because there's a warrant and the judge signed this fucking warrant, I'm chasing behind them. If a cop realizes in the middle of the fucking chase that the chase is all about a whole bunch of money and citations that this person refused to pay, that cop can't say, I'm not chasing them down over money. That seems crazy. That's some gangster shit. About some fucking money? No. If the cop says that, he's not a cop anymore. That means that a cop can't take that moral position that I just expressed and still maintain his employment as a police officer. He can't. It's not either he won't think it or he'll think it and he'll stop that shit and say, I'll talk about it with my wife over dinner when I get home. I got a job to do. That is what they'll do. There's no such thing as a good cop. Every cop has to be willing to go gung-ho to your death or his own. Once there's a pursuit, he got to go all the way. And if he disagrees with what brought him into this pursuit, it's not going to matter. It won't matter. So much so that I'm pretty sure through his training and his career, if he wasn't on board before, he could be made to believe that he is justified in chasing you down about money. That's weird to me, bro. Because I thought it made more sense that a human life is worth more than the money. I couldn't be a cop and then address somebody on the side of the road. Hey, man, you got a warrant. You got a citation you didn't pay for. You didn't get them their money? I got to arrest you, bro. As soon as that man go, I'm not going no fucking where with you over no $200 fucking dollars. My kids in the car, I'll fight you, bro. I'm not going nowhere. I couldn't be a cop and say, challenge accepted. Let's fight. I wouldn't do it. And that's why I couldn't be a cop. Every cop that loves his badge, loves his job, he'll say, I'm going to follow these orders, bro. That makes them all bad. It's just undebatable. Period. But that illusion, bro, make you do some funny shit, right? That illusion is behind a lot of shit. Slavery was government's fault, bro. I'm not blaming all white people for that shit. I'm not going to do it. I know better. My mind is way up here. And like I was saying earlier, you see all these different posts all over social media. People are aware of some good shit. People got some good information. Right? We are aware. Right? What good is your awareness if you ain't got no remedy? Huh? Y'all gonna be some dummies that know why you're being fucking poked with a bayonet to get on that train. You know what's happening to you. Whoop-de-fucking-do. 20,000 motherfucking likes on the IG post of some good information exposing government and other agencies for being the greatest detriment to the human experience. And out of 20,000 of you, none of you ever fucking said, man, where my gun at? Make them stop. They're not going to stop because you voting and crying. I think that's what we need to do. No one says that. Because everybody thinks you got to go knock on the office door with the butt of your fucking gun to shoot people to get a revolution. No, you don't. I think that's crazy that you do it like that. You can't do it like that. Call them out with a gun in your hand, hugging your fellow man so that they know goddamn fucking well they can't say you ain't got no love in you. Right? And then you say, we got demands, we got questions, y'all gonna answer, and then y'all gonna get the fuck up out of here. You got to do that to them. And then say, you can't tell me I won't hug you if you want to hug or need a hug. Yes, the fuck I will. Yes, I will. That's what I came for, the hugs. But the bad guy don't get no hug. I don't got to hug everybody. I don't got to hug everybody. Motherfuckers ain't going to even respect my hug. You go, fuck, you know what that do to me if I go, I love you, bro. And you go, man, I got orders to come arrest you. You know what that do to me inside? I don't got to like you. I'm already morally superior. I don't got to fucking like you. I don't owe you no peace or no safety. Take cover. The fuck? And y'all ain't got the energy, y'all crazy. Because they do. They say, Here's a statute. Here's a law. Here's a fucking potential time that you can serve in jail for doing this. This is how your probation goes. This is how we do this. They talk all that fluffy shit, assuming that they're going to get you to comply because you're scared. As soon as you say, what about the people who not gonna give a fuck and they not gonna show up to court, and then when you come, they're not gonna go with you when y'all out there, 7 cop cars outside, and y'all got guns, and you need to talk to them, and they go, no, just like yesterday, no, motherfucker. I said, I've been saying no for how long? Y'all don't get it? The answer is no. If you do that, they kill you. Over $200 seatbelt ticket. I guarantee it. You can't get no $200 seatbelt ticket and think that you're gonna be like, not listening to you, not paying, just gonna drive my vehicle. I'm just gonna operate my motor vehicle. I'm just gonna move this thing by the common methods of today's fucking society. I'm gonna take this vehicle that I've been giving my life's energy and money to obtain and preserve. I'm gonna take it from here and I'm gonna move it here, and I don't give a fuck about what you say. If you say that, they will kill you. Congratulations, you motherfuckers. Congratulations for letting them do it and then honor it. Talking about you back the blue. Fuck out of my life. I don't gotta give you $200 to be free. Motherfucker. And I shouldn't have to be fucking smart to fucking sift through all the red tape and the bullshit and all the fucking red herrings and all the bullshit, fucking court systems and the statutes, ordinance, and codes. So many of them that it's hard to fucking count them. Google how many statutes, ordinance, and codes are in the fucking America. They can get you into legal trouble. The expectation that the average man is going to be smart enough to navigate through this to actually get the God-given freedom, psychos. As soon as I see all that, I ain't got to go no further. I know we're going to have to fight for the freedom. That's all. I know that right away. Y'all want to negotiate and shit? Y'all sound crazy. I'm not going to negotiate with a grizzly bear. Y'all lost in the fucking woods with a book on how to negotiate with a grizzly bear. Huh? Make yourself big and scary and make noise. Fuck out of here. Play dead. Fuck out of here. Bear. 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 Now I'm not going to talk to the fucking bear. That bear going to fucking play dead. That bear going to be dead. Not going to play. Y'all like to negotiate. Negotiate with no fucking animals, no fucking monsters. Now go get the Black Law Dictionary and look up the definition of animal and monster. Whole bunch of head games. They gonna play with your head first to get you to take yourself out of the fight so they don't gotta fight you. About shit that they know deserves a fight. They do that first. Huh? Y'all scared all over the internet. Y'all know better. Don't nobody say, peaceful non-compliance, ignore them. Keep your gun, don't let them talk that gun shit. It's all a fucking game. Look at how many people gotten themselves out of the fucking revolutionary fight that is deserving. Because of the law society has convinced you motherfuckers to be a law-abiding citizen. The Constitution did not free us. Fuck that Constitution. This is what people don't understand. Higher level of thinking and awareness will make you look lower and say, bullshit games that I'm not going to play. You're trying to fool me. Fuck you. That's all I see from up here. Fucking Constitution didn't do shit. You know I can prove it to you? You know it didn't. Fucking psychos. You know it didn't do nothing. Let me explain. 250 years fighting over the same fucking shit in regards to the gun shit. That's one thing. But in regards to the gun shit, 250 years. Are we still debating the gun thing? Yes or no? We are. Objective truth. What else? Huh? Are there threats of punishment, such as imprisonment, death, which is always under all of it? All I see is the death threat. I don't see the ATF said I can get 10 years in prison for an AR pistol. All I heard the ATF say is, if you don't get an AR pistol, we're going to kill you. That's all I heard. I'm not worried about the 10 years because I'm not serving 10 years. I'm not serving 10 years for nothing. Why? Show me the victim. Tell them to look me in my eye. I want to see a body of evidence that is proven that I've created a victim out of this person, either through stolen property or damaged property, or that I have physically hurt them. If you can show me that, I will have to give in, whether I want to play like I got to or not, because morality is going to make it known inside my own heart that if I hurt somebody, taken or destroyed their property, I know I'm wrong. Why don't I feel wrong for owning this AR pistol? I don't feel wrong for that. I don't. The ATF told me I deserve 10 years in prison. They told millions of Americans that they deserve 10 years in prison for every case. For every firearm that fits the description, they owe 10 years. That's a heavy threat. Why is no one taking that as a fucking threat? That's alarming. Right? Alarming. No victim necessary. Now, who we talking about? The ATF. The fucking ATF. Known for stealing guns. Huh? These motherfuckers are taking guns, they go under the radar off the fucking black market and sold them to Mexican cartels. It's called Fast and Furious. Check it out. Look it up. Operation Fast and Furious. I think that's what it's called. Go look into it. Once they do shit like that and other things, the list of crimes that the ATF has committed, too long. It's a long list of crimes. Morally, I don't care what the law society says. I don't expect for them to fucking out themselves, arrest themselves, or punish themselves. Shut the fuck up talking to me. The expectation is weird. So I don't lean on that for any kind of faith. They're not going to arrest and punish and imprison and put themselves to death. I know that. Done with the expectation that that's the route to take for justice. Right? Once I do that, then I say, oh, then it don't really make no sense that I go chasing after them. I know what I can do to preserve my life, the moral high ground, with total expectation that if they try to stop me hereafter, it will be a defensive move on my part. The revolution is supposed to be defensive. Turn your back on them, non-compliance. Tell anybody who's in a law society whatsoever, if they are criminals, their office has been relinquished upon examination of the crimes that they've committed. Now they are nobody. The ATF agent coming to my door, I'm going to consider that man a fraud, wearing a costume to try to fool me into compliance when there is no victim, when he is actually a greater criminal than what I will ever be, because I have never told anybody, not with no magical paper or otherwise, that they don't follow rules that I and my friends have come up with void of their presence, that I'm also going to feel justified when on their door with one of these, demanding any goddamn fucking thing. I don't got no illusion to hide behind. I would never do that to nobody. It sounds crazy to think that I would ever be able to do that to anybody. And then with the expectation of being unchallenged, the ATF is crazy. Government is crazy. You are dealing with psychos. They are criminals. According to U.S. Title 18, Section 241 and 242, this is their own shit. You can take it out of my moral fucking ranting, whether you agree with me or disagree with me about what it is that I'm saying. You ain't got to take none of that. Slow it down. Jump into the law society. Did the law society in and of itself tell you that the ATF is a bunch of fucking felons that shouldn't own guns themselves? Yes. U.S. Title 18, Section 241 and 242. They criminals, felons. They should not be in possession of a firearm. I don't got to listen to them. They better stay the fuck away from me. Ha! You think I'm going to wait for them to catch up? I already told you I'm not going to wait for them to out themselves, charge themselves, arrest themselves, jail themselves, and themselves, because that's what they deserve anyway. It's a punishment of death written inside of this shit that they wrote. The Law Society wrote it. I ain't had to write it. It's beautiful. It's a fucking layup. It's a layup, bro. Who the fuck are they? Playing a game. This is a game down here. Real life, and we were all fucking naked and nobody ever conceived of this control system, humanity will live on through reproduction nonetheless. And whatever that would be, void of the attempt to control humanity, that's what the truth is. Anything that comes after that is a game of control that they cannot supersede the nature of a man, and thus I'm going to stand up there and say that every one of them is beneath me. president, the vice president, secretary of any fucking office you can think of, the chief of police, all his fucking minions, the mayor, fuck them all. They all some bitches. They all beneath me. And I guarantee you, morally, in examination of their life and mine, you will see that I'm the more moral person. I will refuse to hide behind the illusion to control other people for monetary gain, social status and influence, all of that. I don't need none of that. I'm not going to manipulate nobody to get it. Anybody who does that, they're wrong. Period. You siphon money from the people through these hidden taxes, these citations and shit that don't even get no victim attached. Morality says that you're the bad guy. I'm not going to fucking listen to you. I will fucking stay away from me. What? You don't get the win. You don't get the win, and you not. And you're supposed to take all of that aggressive energy and say, I turn my back to you. You rebuild a society alongside of theirs. And then you say, don't fucking touch me. If you do, my reaction is going to be a reaction in defense. And we're going to go all out on your ass. We're going to go. You know why it should be so easy for you to say this? Because you pretend to want the freedom. You ain't going to get it with your attitude. Y'all casting fucking votes with tears. Ain't casting no votes with no tears. There's votes right here. It's a magazine full of votes, bro. This is how you tell them that if this is your first time encountering me, it's in the midst of some shit like this where you came with this, just know that you must be wrong because you should have encountered me about some other shit. You can't encounter me about a gun that I have that never hurt anybody. Assault rifle? I got a defense rifle. Why do they even get to call my shit anything? They get the naming and everything. But this is the word games and all this other type of shit, right? And then the ATF threatened everybody, millions of Americans, with this pistol brace rule that they tried to come up with, right in front of everybody saying, fuck your Constitution. We will do what? Challenge that Constitution, amend the Constitution. They call it an amendment. And you go, yeah, Second Amendment. You just said, woohoo, second fucking conduit of change to God-given rights. You are praising a conduit of change to God-given rights that didn't come to you from no government. You're praising the ability for them to change it in front of you without you fighting. Y'all some weirdos. Fucking psychos. You don't fucking talk to me about nothing. That's why I don't like none of y'all. None of you gun haters don't like none of you. Some of you motherfuckers that support gun rights, if your support for gun rights starts and ends with the Second Amendment, you missed it. Right over your fucking head, silly. Because when you talk like that, they treat you like that. And when they treat you like that, you will be Gaston flag, waving off your fucking porch, gun in hand, going, what happened? They won? Damn, I guess I got to turn this over. You'll be doing that. You spinning your wheels even going to court with them. When you go to court with them, they think they got a chance to change you. I'm telling them there is no change. Why are y'all even going to court with them? That's crazy. Tell them to come fight for the guns or shut up. Because you know what they're telling you? Fight for that freedom or shut up. The Constitution is in place, and yet and still, what is it that they're doing? The ATF just tried something unconstitutional in front of everybody. The whole fucking country called them unconstitutional. Put a stop to it, right? Talking about disbanding or just completely getting rid of the ATF. This is what the talk is. Why is that the remedy? Did anybody stop to say, why the fuck would they have the audacity to do this when we got this bulletproof Constitution in front of us? Because it ain't bulletproof. You called it an amendment. Then you get surprised when they try to amend it. There's no other expectation but to think that they're going to try to amend it. And if you cannot understand that, you got an intellectual problem, a cognitive problem. And if you want to get rid of the problem of government constantly trying to play you about your gun rights that are God-given, tell them that it's not up for discussion anymore. That is the remedy. Why you willing to discuss it with them? 250 years and tens of millions of Americans just got threatened with 10 years in prison for every firearm that fits the description, a $250,000 fine for every firearm that fits the description. That's unreasonable. What if you got 7 other guns? They think you deserve 70 years in prison? And then a quarter mil times 7 is what? Every 4 is $1 million. So almost what? 1.75 million. People won't make that in a lifetime. Attaching that to a fine to a guy who legally bought 7 guns legally when everyone was smiling, everything was fine, and now he has them. Then you change some bullshit, and now that same guy is somehow appears to be deserving of all of this other shit. The Constitution allowed them to make this attempt. You have to hold that Constitution accountable for being a very weak protection against something that I thought was undebatable. It's a setup because it didn't stop them from doing this, but what it will do, more than free us, because the gun is supposed to free us. You protect the gun rights with the gun itself, right? The Constitution, undebatably, will get people to give up their guns because it has been changed. That's true. It'll do some people like that. It will not stop the government from violating the natural rights of a person, imprisoning them, siphoning their life's energy out of them through fines that don't even have a victim attached. And if all of that sounds bad to you, they will kill you if you resist. If they think you're resisting, you'll die. You can't even tell them, hold on, wait a minute. Man, look, as soon as you start doing this, they start thinking, yeah, we're going to shoot. It's an instant thought. You do this, and they go, eh. Hey. They do you like that. As soon as you go, no, wait a minute, bro. You can't do that to them. They prepared the death of any American that resisted them because they got to consider the possibility of having to shoot you about the rule. The ATF had to be okay with the possibility of going that far to shoot you in front of your kids about that pistol race rule. And why they prepared to do that, everyone else went, y'all can't do that. That's unconstitutional. They didn't know that it wasn't. And if they did, they thought, make it appear to be a law or a rule or something that the U.S. government is supporting, and they will allow you to do something after it's met the status of a law or rule or whatever they want to call it. If you get it to meet the status and you hide it behind this paperwork, you can get them to honor it enough that even if they disagree, they won't stop you because of the fear that they have. They were willing to take all of that and go, yeah, let's run there. Let's see what we can get. Right in front of your Constitution. They actually use the Constitution to say, we have a position of negotiation with y'all. You got to hear us out. And if you lose, so be it. Don't fight now. The Constitution is good to do that. If the Constitution can get anybody to step out of the way so that a fight that they deserve will not be fought because they can get you to take yourself out of the fight, it'll be real good at doing that, and it won't be good at all to stop a tyrannical government. It's not good at doing that. It does zero of that. Even when gun laws on the books seem to favor your natural rights. I can't thank them for that. Because what I do in Iowa as an open carry gun rights activist with my AR-15 and everything, bulletproof vest and all that, what I do when I do that, getting smiles and hugs and support from the public, cops leave me alone for the most part, right? You wouldn't even think that would happen. I get respect. I'm being called a legend in my city for doing this. Cedar Rapids is never going to forget that I did this. The history of this city is never going to forget that I did this. That some guy did this. So there's that, right? None of that will matter. The ATF thinks that everything that I'm doing right now is okay until they change the paper. If they change the paper to say that it's not okay, I will magically be a bad guy. Why am I not a bad guy all of this time when they said it's okay? I'm only a bad guy when I'm doing this and they said okay. But if I do this and they say it's not okay, I deserve what they might do. Y'all can't even say that with a straight face that I would deserve it. It's too late. I've already done it. Now they can't change it. If they do, even a gun hater would have to say, something seems wrong about that. If I go to Illinois, where I was born and raised, to do this open carry shit, the cops will shoot me down. The public will say that, hey, According to these laws in Illinois, man, we tried to tell you that you couldn't do that. And if you didn't know, ignorance is no excuse. They wouldn't say them cops are wrong. Because cops in Iowa support me doing it. If cops in Iowa support me doing it according to what the magic paper told them to think and feel, even cops in Iowa that disagree with what I'm saying can't shoot me down like the cops in Illinois because the magical paper told them to chill. Oh, I like y'all, man. I like America. Y'all so cool. Smart asses. Y'all so smart and cool and shit. I like y'all, bro. Y'all let a living contradiction like this between two neighboring states fucking live on and ain't nobody doing nothing about it. This is why you gonna get what you deserve. This is why America's gonna fall into a state of control that we're never gonna get out of. This is why. Because people can't think beyond what politics in their secluded fucking bubble has told them to think and feel. I am not okay with Illinois being like that. They would kill me over there, and everybody would think that they were justified. And if you don't find that weird, you're so beneath me in your intellect and your honest observation that I feel completely okay disrespecting the fuck out of your whole life and your presence. I'm not gonna be nice to you. I'll be rude, condescending, insulting, disrespectful, and all that shit. I'll wish death on your ass and all of that. I'll go all the way there. Because my mental is already projecting what the truth is way up here. We all gonna die anyway. I don't give a fuck about wishing death upon people that are dangerously ignorant. I will wish that your ass was in the fucking dirt today, by any means too. I don't care what happens. Wouldn't bother me. I just don't got time to play no more, and I don't care. Period. Once you guys accept your death, and you care about what the truth is, you will say that you wish death upon politicians, and you will stop saying stupid shit like I see all over these fucking posts and shit all over the fucking internet with Fauci. Oh, he should be arrested. Oh, did Trump pardon Fauci like weeks before the? Come on, man. I don't even know nothing about the Fauci pardon. But if that's true, it makes me laugh because y'all trust Trump too much, and I'm never going to trust somebody who stands in a position. I'm not going to trust a poisonous snake because you put lipstick on this goddamn thing. It can slither past 7 fucking kids and not hurt none of the kids. I'm still going to call that snake dangerous. Right? Cops are dangerous. Government is dangerous. I don't give a fuck if they can if you encounter them and you got nothing but a cooperation and some kind of arrangement with the business that they have for you as far as mismanaging your retirement and all that shit, taxing you on fucking retirement money and shit. You want to draw from your 401k and type shit. Y'all gonna tax the money that y'all taxed already. I mean it when I say that. I wish that anybody who had anything to do with the enslavement and the manipulation of the people, I wish y'all asses all died. I don't even morally feel bad about none of that shit because people who don't deserve to die is gonna die. Right now, it's a fucking child begging for his life, almost finna, yep, dead. Yep, there's a child, an innocent child in the world dying right now. Some of them dying like soldiers too. Some of them dying violently. It's soldiers that go to fucking war that come back untouched. It's kids out here dying in acts of violence. I don't give a fuck about wishing no death on no bad person, no shady politician, some crooked big pharma big wig. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about wishing death on their ass. I don't even think I'm morally wrong for doing that. I think death is a very serious and balancing part of life. I every day try to accept the inevitability of my own death. And inside of that, then I say, well, then whatever the truth is the truth. I don't give a fuck about fucking being no kind of fucking whistleblower or crossing no lines on social media, saying things y'all motherfuckers think that I should be scared to say. I don't give a fuck about none of that. The ATF, they ass gonna die. They ass gonna die. And they know it. They brought a gun to keep their ass from dying when conducting their business because they know the death is looking for their ass too. The Reaper is surfing. You think I give a fuck about what the fuck I sound like? Have you committed international crimes against humanity? You broke Geneva codes? I hope your ass die. I'm going to throw a fucking birthday. I'm going to throw a party when your ass die. Don't give a fuck. People think it's weird. Oh, Trey, you try to be so loving. Hug an AR owner. Why you act so hard? Why you listen to this kind of music? Why you talk like this sometimes? Because, nigga, I'm embracing the entirety of what reality has to offer. I embrace it all. If that's supposed to be some kind of a uh, uh, what do you call that when you make like a soup or something? You do the roux, right? The roux. You make the roux. You kind of put that in. It kind of helps as a foundation, to kind of balance and do certain things to the soup or the stew or whatever you got going on. Death is very much like that, bro. Y'all got all this play shit y'all got going on up here in life, and death is just in the mix anyway. It's in the mix anyway. It's in the recipe, motherfucker. Your ass gonna die. When you know that, then you go, well, so is everybody else. That whoever deserves it the most should get it the most. And I'll be out here to be sure that if it ever crossed my path, well, I gotta play that shit. I gotta play that role to serve the death to somebody that deserves it. I'm gonna do that shit. I don't give a fuck. And that means everybody. And I like looking to the biggest, right? The biggest hater. Huh? The biggest threat. Where your AI at? Huh? Where the AI at? Somebody asked the fucking AI, what is the most violent fucking detriment to the human experience? What AI won't tell you that, man, look, when government control comes into play, when religious control comes into play to control not only the individual life of themselves, but then they branch that out to begin to control the individual lives at the threat of death, no less, of other people. That's such a negative thing that I would imagine AI would be telling the people, get rid of that government and that religious shit. If you want to be religious, keep that shit to your fucking self. Keep it to yourself. Government control, as soon as it's not completely voluntary, AI should say, well, then get it out of here until it's voluntary. It's got to go. Because if what it is that they're offering is so fucking righteous and beneficial, they wouldn't have to force it. And if the corruption and all the other things going on behind the scenes is helping the situation, then let it be so that the corrupted government officials be handled swiftly, to the best degree, to serve as righteous punishment to those who are already guilty, and to serve as a deterrent to those who may step up thereafter. Your ass gonna die in public. Public executions for bad politicians. That's what I think should happen, period. I don't care what it sounds like to nobody at all. Kiss my dick, I don't care. I've already seen a countless number of people die on Instagram with these ring cam shootouts, um, stories and news broadcasts of war that somehow involved me because y'all took my money, and now I'm kind of implemented in that through this taxation. But I would have never voted on y'all for the fucking fight no war like that at all. I can't even name them bombs. You won't let me get close to them. I don't even know who's in charge of that or when y'all gonna drop them. I only know y'all gonna drop them after y'all drop them. Somehow, I don't know why I got anything to do with that, but here I am playing my role because y'all siphoning taxes from me. And then y'all act like when I say that that's bad and that I should probably stop you from doing that, now all of a sudden I'm become some enemy combatant. Listen, that's a trap. That's a moral trap that I don't have to respect, honor, or allow. Not a day longer. I think y'all are crazy. The expectations are weird. The expectations that I can recognize this, and then also not say anything. And at the very least, y'all want me to say things on social media, uh, as far as identifying these problems. But if I tell people what the remedy is, that there's something wrong. The remedy will always equal violence. Um, it's in the recipe. It's in their recipe. They don't write no law that they don't say that they'll kill you for. Also, they say that part. They say the part that all else fails, they put hands on you. And if that goes south, they kill you. They've agreed to all of that. You have to agree that all of the truth that you're dispensing all over social media when you get 20,000 fucking likes on a fucking IG post talking about how GMO foods are bad and whoever did this is crazy, and that these guys are sacrificing human life and security in their wellness for the sake of economic gain of a few people. When you point that out, you also have to say they're not gonna stop unless you get in their motherfucking face and make them stop. And when you do that, you might bump up against some violent resistance. But fuck that. You resist arrest when you commit crimes against humanity? You can die on the spot. That's all. That's fair to us. Nobody says that they come to make these arrests and we'll smoke their ass on the spot if necessary. Nobody does that. I'll say it. Make arrests on all of these things. These people got addresses. And they're not impervious to bullets either. Tell their ass gonna die for that. Look at what they did to people when weed was illegal. They was willing to subdue you no matter what. They'll ride down on your ass. High speed chases and all type of shit. And now they selling you the weed. Taxed. Taxing the sale of weed. If that doesn't expose to you what it is that we're dealing with, you got to stop acting tough all over social media. Don't like another fucking post if you ain't got the remedy. If your remedy does not include bringing a gun when you tell Fauci that he's a criminal, you are insane. You're insane. They like it when you do that because they're thinking they never made a plan to bring any kind of firepower and strengthen numbers when addressing us about that shit. So let's do everything we can inside the institutions of control that we have already established to keep them from saying that to make it sound like a good idea to the people. And then we will make sure that we keep them at bay with every other thing that we have inside these institutions that we establish, so that even when we're caught red-handed, we're never going to face anything, because none of these bitches are going to do a goddamn fucking thing about nothing. They're just going to cry and vote and beg and share social media posts looking right at the remedy, the strength in numbers, when nobody says, hey, how about we get the 20,000 people that like this shit to arm themselves and go to Fauci's house? Don't do that. Not like that. If you do, bring a hug, right? Hug somebody. Be loving as fuck. I'm talking about the biggest acts of public affection that the world has ever seen. 20,000 people armed as fuck hugging each other. How are they going to attack the biggest act of public affection, public displays of affection? Hug and throw some kisses in there. You friendly enough with some of these motherfuckers to kiss them? Kiss them. Do all of the loving stuff. While you're calling them out with a gun in your hand, telling them that you ain't going to relent. All at the same time. All at the same time. Do you hear me, motherfucker? Damn. Now, you can't just do that and not have a purpose or a remedy. Any of these things need to be supported by the right person or persons that can replace what it is that you're trying to knock down. Replace it with something good. Something they know y'all gonna smoke shit if you want to fuck up. Politicians should be scared to fuck up. They're not. They're playing your face. They should be scared though. What's wrong with saying that a politician should be scared to fuck up? That it'll cost them their lives. Not some PR points. I'm not trying to ruin PR points so that this motherfucker can gather more support for the next election cycle through some fake ass philanthropy and other things to run again in a future election. They fuck up, they violate, you know they're in the wrong. Public execution. I like the sound of it. It's way too late. I already seen so many fucking dead bodies on Instagram. I don't care. I've never seen somebody from alive to being dead in front of me. Never. Not once in my fucking life. But how many murders have I been a witness to? You know how strange it is watching a motherfucking video the second time? And then you go, oh, I get it now. That's the motherfucker that's going to die. I'm examining all of the flaws that he made and his situational awareness. I see it all. And I know he's about to die. Now, he don't know that. Not at the time of the filming of this fucking recording. He don't know that, but here I am as an observer, watching somebody die on camera thanks to Instagram. If I'm going to watch somebody die, it will be better, hypothetically, you can't even argue this. Wouldn't it be easier that if you saw somebody, and people be in the comments in these videos saying what it is that I'm saying right now. We need a backstory. Who was this? Who was that? Did he deserve it? Everybody wants to know if the person that died deserved it or not, because it matters. Because if they didn't, they would go, oh, well, that's sad. The bad guy won? Oh, that's crazy. If you see somebody smoke a fucking politician and then that person can say, here's a list of things that the politician did wrong. Here's a measurable examination of the fucking damage that they caused, the harm that they caused to me, myself, or the public. If you can measure it, you got a case. If they're actually guilty of it, you got a case. If that's who dies on the other end of a fucking firearm on a video that I saw on IG, I am not going to feel bad for that shit. Why would I? They shouldn't even expect it. How would they expect it? All the censorship going on, I've seen countless bodies fucking fall to the fucking ground all over Instagram. This is that higher thinking to put yourself at a better vantage point of what the truth is than when you look down and you see the bullshit, you're like, oh, I see where the bullshit at. Y'all telling me this country has never, ever had any law enforcement officer, lawyer, mayor, senator, governor, president, ain't none of them ever violate the oath of office to the degree that they had to be arrested, jailed, put on death row, and then executed. Has that ever happened? Has there ever been an executed politician in this country for violating the oath of office? If not, I think that's strange. Because how the fuck is it not true that somebody must have when we know we found ourselves in such a low point in politics in this country? Nobody deserved it. Oh, so we can get this low in our political climate in this country without anybody violating the oath of office? That's crazy. That says something about the system that says knock it down, even if you say that. But nobody can say that with a straight face. There have been countless numbers of politicians on every level who have violated their oath of office enough to deserve being arrested, thrown in jail, and then put on death row and then executed. Somebody violated that far. If they haven't, I don't know how we got this low in politics without anybody violating. Sounds like we need a reboot. Because if we can get this low without a violation, we need to tighten up what we consider a violation and what it is that we do about said violations. We have to tighten it up if we can get this bad without a violation. From every angle, all I see is a revolution. And like I said before, revolution is not something that you fucking ignite. They love for y'all to think that a revolution is something that you have to ignite. Because as soon as you don't got the balls to ignite a revolution, out of fear or out of just morally feeling like that can't morally be the right choice to make is to fucking ignite a revolution, it seems morally wrong. To the dummy, it seems morally wrong. I think we're well inside of fucking war on the people that possibly igniting one, depending on how you do it. I don't even know if it's exactly wrong to even do that. I don't know. Maybe it is, but what I know is what's morally superior in my mind and in my heart is to reach for what it is that I want while preserving my life at the same time. And igniting a violent revolution ain't gonna give me what I want because I want to live to enjoy it. Now, what can I do to ignite a revolution so I can live to actually enjoy it? Call out the criminals, not too much to ask for. Be persistent and diligent in reaching for the justice that you expect out of calling them out, and then just don't relent, right? Come with a plan that when you call these politicians out that should not be in office doing what they're doing, come with a replacement or a team of replacements, right? I think big government under voluntary means with short terms and a revolving door of loving people that got to go back to their job, that cannot get rich while in office, I think these are the things that you can say will make government appear to be a little safer than what we got going on. Use your imagination. Come up with a plan to curb every little nuance that you think presents itself as a potential problem, a pivot point of corruption, something for corruption to lean on. When you see those things, say, well, then get rid of that part. And then corruption cannot, they cannot foster corruption inside of a system that does what? Use your imagination. Y'all can't think of a system that would not allow anybody to corrupt it? I can. No money in politics. You got to do that shit damn near for the fucking love. If you want society to move on the way it's going and these things need to be managed, somebody with some brains is going to do it. Or else it'll all fall apart. You don't want it to fall apart, then get in there and do it. Period. That's it. That's it. Or it'll fall. Do it for the love or it's going to fall. Period. Now, if your love cannot supersede the responsibility inherent in the duties of any government management that anybody could deem uh, necessary, if love can't make you do it, then what are we doing? If love is a problem, then let's turn up the volume on the love. What do we need to do that then? Let's examine another fucking avenue in this idea of creating a better government. Then go do that. Y'all not using your imagination. Y'all not going laser focus on all of the problem solving with your big imagination. Then make that shit happen. Transformation in these ways is going to hurt a little bit. So fucking what? I don't give a fuck what happens in the midst of the transformation. Transform. If a government position that's being corrupted like a motherfucker is being held by one person, put 5 good people in there in a revolving fucking door with another 5 people coming in who want to do it for the love because they go, oh shit, what we gonna do if we remove him? What we gonna do? Get your loving ass in there. That's what the fuck we gonna do. Shut your pussy ass up and get in there then. We do all this crowdfunding about all this other stuff, right? Who will let a good, warm-hearted, loving person who wants to replace a shady politician, who's going to let them fall into the poorhouse while they go perform these public duties? You might get crowdfunded so much so that you go, I'm not supposed to get rich doing this, but I did though. All of these loving people said, quit your job to go do that shit, bro. And the only way you're going to ever be funded is that we fucking chip in so that you don't fucking lose your life and your house and your family. And your family deserves to be, to not have to worry about simple things like food and utility for shelter. We're going to pay you for that. We're going to crowdfund voluntarily to make sure that you're okay while you're in there. We'll do that, because if you don't, what's all this love and all this crying and all these tears and the support you're giving to these other politicians for? And you can't translate it into that when we're trying to save your ass when we remove the crooked guy. This should be smooth. If it ain't smooth, transition like this, then stop talking like you know, you're aware, you care. No, you don't. Because the love, awareness, and careness is going to make you fall into these trains of thought to fix the problems. Now turn your back on them and replace them with people who know ain't no room for corruption. We gonna fucking develop the system around you where you ain't gonna be able to corrupt what? Whoever talking big money to influence you, you better tell them to shut the fuck up. As soon as you get influenced and the people go, hey, that's not what we put you in office for. And then you go, well, hey, oh, shoot, Scar, did I drop those keys to the 3 fucking luxury vehicles I just bought? Sorry, like I was saying, blowing your nose in $100 bill that you just got from a lobbyist. Like I was saying, I know I had plans of what we were supposed to do and how to do this, but I got to move in this direction and we got to do these things. Everything's going to be okay. I'm breaking promises, but it's going to be okay. As soon as somebody start doing that, dialing in the scope, you better finna get your ass up out of here. And the replacement should be behind them going, ooh, they finna fuck him up. We want them to fuck me up. What's the job title? What's the duties? I'm on standby getting ready. Okay, so this office entails these responsibilities. Okay, I'll do that. No, I'm not gonna corrupt any. I won't. I'll be good. I'll be good. I'll be good. This is what they should be saying before they step into office. After watching you smoke the one that fucked it up. This is what the revolution should look like. Criminals gotta go. Harsh too. I'll be harsh as fuck. Y'all like violence anyway. Y'all like it when the bad guy gets what he deserves. If y'all see a video where some guy's being harassed by 3 other guys and they're surrounding this guy, but the 3 guys are surrounding the guy that just beat the fuck up out of a girl, a female, right? In the parking lot off camera, she's bleeding, they getting help, and he tried to get away and 3 guys chase him down. No, you can't get away. If y'all see this happen, and the bad guy who just beat up a girl pulls a knife out, and one of the good guys pulls a gun, and then the guy with the knife lunges at the guy with the gun and he shoots him, nobody's going to see violence. They're going to say, you deserve that, bro. What are you doing out here? Look what you did to her. They were trying to hold you for the police, bro. You pulled out a knife? Are we supposed to let you beat this girl up and then stab one of the heroes to death? You going to die. Everybody say, don't nobody like the violence, but I seen him get shot on camera. I kind of don't care. I kind of smiled a little bit and scrolled to the next video. That's fair. Y'all know that's how y'all feel. How y'all all over social media pointing out Big Pharma, FDA bullshitting, fucking lying, manipulating motherfuckers with the red dye, the red 40 and the yellow whatever fuck and they fucking give your child this under they give your child these vaccines. They weaken their shit, and now your child becomes an underhand pitch to whatever you give it to them. Give them the red fucking 40 after the fucking vaccine. Behavior problem. Boom. Get them in school. Public school system. Huh? Behavior problem? ADHD diagnosis. Give them the fucking medication. You know what I think they're trying to do? Create a generation of kids who got all of these fucking prescriptions that they've had to go through after being set up like this, starting with the vaccines as a foundation, so that the food and other things have a predictable response in the body after they've been set up with the fucking vaccines. So they can then give them the fucking medicine. So they can say a generation of kids fit the school shooter description. Can't none of you motherfuckers have guns that you've ever been prescribed. This or this or this or that. They could disarm an entire generation of kids. Disarm them because of that game. And I ain't never heard nobody say that until I said it. And I still ain't heard nobody repeat it. Not Andy. Huh? Andy? Not Coleon the War? Not Jared from Guns and Gadgets. None of you motherfuckers ever said that. Ain't gonna do nothing about it either. Fancy motherfuckers all over YouTube. Oh, that gun is trash. Banner's gonna jam. And these fancy schmancy motherfuckers ain't doing shit about no fucking gun rights. Don't know what the fuck is going on in regards to us being under fire. They love the Constitution and all that, and the Constitution is a gateway to get us to voluntarily, through coercion and manipulation, to step out of a fight. They will be deserving if a government ever put their hands on this fucking gun, bro. Stupid motherfuckers pretending to be smart all over social media. Y'all piss me the fuck off. Doesn't make any sense at all. That your fucking honorable founding forefather, look me in my fucking eye when I say this. All of you gun motherfuckers. If you found my YouTube channel through a short and you thought I was showing off guns, surprise, surprise, motherfucker. Give a fuck about showing off no gun. I don't give a fuck about that. I do that to get you here. I gotta play the game. Think I give a fuck about showing off a gun? Fuck you. Doesn't make any sense that your founding forefathers would give the power to influence how gun rights go into the hands of a potentially tyrannical government so that they got a bigger say-so through their legalese, huh? A 20-year long career as a judge. He gonna bump up against a whole bunch of dummies. There will be no match for him. Who the fuck am I to challenge a Supreme Court judge? A Supreme Court justice. And legalese is what we're going to be doing when I get there. I would have to hope it was in their plans to keep my gun in my hand, or it's gone. Or I shoot with it. Or I fight with the gun. Those are the options at that point. Because as soon as they don't want me to have that shit, they will find some way to keep me from getting up there to climb that mountain to even talk to them face to face in the first fucking place, first of all. Secondly, if I get there, there's going to be a whole lot of legalese and a whole bunch of bullshit. Right? And then as soon as it don't work, my attempts don't work, you know what happens? I come back down off of Capitol Hill and I look around and I go, look at all these law enforcement officers that won't know me, won't listen to me, won't care at all, that will say right to my face, the law's the law. And then they'll do whatever they need to do to me. That's what you're dealing with. It only makes sense that the government will have no say, no influence over our gun ownership, because if so, you'd have to know they got the upper hand. If they're wrong, but they win anyway, millions of people will take themselves out of the fight because the law is the law. People who remain on the right side of the moral debate and then potentially a physical fight over the gun laws, the people that remain on the right side of that, it will be few of us. We're going to look crazy, even to the people that agree with us. If the other people that also agree with us were scared enough to give their guns up anyway. Anybody on my YouTube talking that shit about their fancy schmancy fucking gun that thinks that the law is the law, you are not, your gun is useless. You ain't no real gun owner. A real gun owner says, now that I have this, why would I let the potentially tyrannical government tell me that I can't have it? Because if they told me that I couldn't have it and then they tried to make it so, that would be wrong. How did they even do that? If they make it so, and then they threaten me, wouldn't that make me in the right to fucking threaten them back? Yeah, but wouldn't you look crazy to your fellow man? Yeah! The hypnosis. Or make your fellow man tell you that if they hugged you on the corner with an AR-15 a year ago, if they changed that paper, you better get that gun up or they can no further support you. Internet gun dudes are funny. All of them are pussy. All of them pussy. I want to see when they say they ain't giving up shit to no fucking government agency, no matter what the fuck they write on the paper. Because I, for one, I stopped listening to them. I don't even follow that shit no more. All I know is, don't touch that door. Don't touch that door. About what? A gun? That I ain't never hurt nobody with? Y'all came here for a defense rifle? It is a defense rifle. That's what I called it. That's what I called it. I named my vehicle Betsy. Okay? It is what it is. I don't got to listen to you. I think it's a crime that they've committed. I don't got to listen to criminals. A higher level of thinking will show you what the truth really is. I'm so far above this shit that I recognize government and everything that we got going on as a silly game. That my soul is offended that this is the highest degree that I can take my soul's journey, is that it's being capped by the possibility of either total tyranny or revolution against a control system and a potential third world conflict or a civil war. That's the height of the political game that we got going on. Those are the heights. A revolution or a totalitarian fucking dictatorship. Those are the two extremes that we got going on, right? To some people, hey man, what else is there? I know what else there is. Whatever the fuck my soul was doing that this shit wasn't here in the first place. Because that's the weird shit. This is all a game that just so happens to be going in this direction, in the time, on this timeline, at the point that I showed up, from 1980 dash whatever the fuck. This is what we're dealing with. So now my soul's journey has to take on a position inside of this. And then look how boxed in the grand scheme of reality and consciousness. Look how boxed in my journey has become. When I say 1980 till whenever, political climate like this is what the minimum wage is. These are the social influences that I have to either embrace or avoid. The CIA made it very clear that the television was conceived with the attempts to create a tool to expand the influence on a sprawling planet in regards to resource acquisition and distribution. Television inside every home so that we can have an influential agent everywhere, and then they come out into the world with their control to see what worked and what didn't. And then when they see a guy like me, they go, oh, I guess none of that programming attempts actually worked. We fed him all this fucking rap music. He never went to prison. Huh? We told him to honor that Constitution and that the law is the law. And look at him saying fuck the fucking Constitution and that the Law Society can kiss his dick is what he said? Who is this guy? RPM Trade Vietnam motherfucker will be ruled by no one. You get compliance from me, motherfucker? Because I actually just happen to agree on some level that now's not the time, or what you said in your Law Society kind of makes sense to me. Thou shalt not steal? Huh? I don't give a fuck what the punishment is for theft on the books. I'm not going to steal nothing that ain't mine. So I don't care. And if I was going to steal something that wasn't mine, I don't care. See? They just here to capitalize on what will be inevitable. Man will be wild, and in that case, they will use it to dominate all of us because of the wild ones. And then literally capitalize on them when they siphon money out of you through fucking citations that they ain't got no victim. Craziness. The same fucking government that gave the fucking green light to fucking slavery of my fucking people in this fucking country, and then in turn enslaved everybody after that. And now all these white folks, especially prejudiced white folks, that think they special because they white. You ain't special. You're a special dummy. Because you out here being taxed just like everybody else. When they turn the fucking grid off and they fuck with that grid, turn the lights out, you going to look just as black as I am in the darkness, you fucking retard. Retard. Y'all ain't smart. Y'all not even smart. That's crazy. Fucking racist, prejudiced white folks think they better and they better off and they're lucky that they're not black. You ain't no better off. They actually need you to play that role so that we can do this. Right? And then we never look to them. That's what it's for. And it worked. We're all slaves. They crashed that dollar, white skin, not going to save you. It ain't going to save you. Ain't going to save you. And if you know how the world works, you have to be like, damn, you're right. I won't be protected by my white skin if that happens. As a matter of fact, damn. That should be a heavy dose of fucking truth. To any white person who think they white skin makes them somehow special, privileged or not, it wouldn't matter how you feel about it. If you think that being white, is the thing to be, and you're just kind of glad that it turned out like that for you, you don't know how the world works. That's why I discount your intelligence after that. Anybody who lead with their race, I know that I got to discount your intelligence. Honest observation of what's real would have told you way before you come across my YouTube channel or my social media presence. That shit would have told you that your white skin isn't saving you from a goddamn thing, and it's actually being used against you because the idea that you might find comfort in being white soothing you enough to lean into the divide even a little bit and to avoid calling out true criminals or whoever it is attempting to manipulate us by these divides. If it does that for them, they got you. And that's all they needed from you, is to step out of the way. They don't got to kill you. They don't got to enslave you with chains. That's too much. They got to do it lightly. And then they do it. And then you think that we are different. That's crazy. I can't wait till they turn the lights off in this motherfucker. Like, something inside of me is telling me that whatever it takes for you guys to understand, I'm okay with, even if it hurts. What does it take for you to understand? We'll figure it out. And then I want it to hurt so that the pain makes you change. Because y'all don't change unless it's painful. That's how the world works. Change don't come without pain. If you're going to change some shit, it's going to hurt. And that's okay. Because the expectation that it won't hurt is silly. So much so that in your idea of wanting the change, you have to also accept the pain of the change, or else you don't mean it when you say you want to change. And now you can get the fuck out of my way. Grown man talking. Get the fuck out of the way if you ain't accepted all of that. You ain't accepted your own death. That's why you won't speak the truth. As soon as you accept your own death, you go, I'll say fuck the police, and I mean every single one of them, and they better not fucking say shit to me. Huh, I'll say that because I don't care. I already accepted my own death. You got to be in the right when you address me, or else you get the same reaction that the game banger would. You get the same reaction that the racist uh, uh, guy with intent to harm me because of my race. Y'all all get the same response. I don't even see no difference between none of y'all. The cop trying to extort me, the game banger, the racist fucking KKK guy that might wish that we can fucking flash back to fucking 1825 one time. That's what you think when you approach me? All y'all look the same. To me, I don't see no different. Because all I see is your intent to harm me and me fucking you up about it. I don't give a fuck about the in-between. As soon as you get lost in in-between, they can manipulate you by your feelings. I ain't got no feelings about that shit. All I know is if I'm going to be hurt by somebody approaching me with the attempt to fucking harm me or subdue me anyway, my response going to be the same, and I don't give a fuck about nothing after that. All them fucking rounds, clap, 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 clap. That's all I can hear. I can't even hear you no more over the gunshots. Can't even hear you. The fuck? Motherfuckers. NCK4 AAA, what up, man? Sam Fisher dropping knowledge as usual. The problem most modern men are pussies. We say men are warriors and protectors, but then claim we need police and government to protect us. Goddamn right, Sam. This is why I listen to drill rap. People say I'm 44 years old. People say I'm too old to be listening to 16 to 25-year-old guys talking about how they're proud to have fucking went and killed whoever killed their brother, and they didn't kill that other person's brother too because they hurt, so they gonna hurt motherfuckers and blah blah blah. They talking like this all in the music, and it don't bother me at all. It don't bother me at all because if it bothered me, they still gonna do it, and then I'll just be bothered. I love y'all, bro. Y'all are crazy. All of these weird emotions. I'm supposed to be bothered by that shit. I don't give a fuck. I ain't bothered by war casualties or nothing. What the fuck you thought was gonna happen? Motherfuckers come back with PTSD like they don't know what the fuck went on in their mind and in their hearts when they went overseas or whatever. Motherfucker, it's 2025. You ain't have no insight about how war works before you got there. Now you come back all fucked up and you want sympathy from me? Bro, I hated that they took advantage of your bravery because that's a powerful thing. And I feel sorry for you about that. After that, I'm going to let it be what it's going to be because it's already been what it's going to be. I don't feel sorry for your ass. I knew better. Killing strangers on the orders of a stranger, and you're surprised that you're disturbed? Shut the fuck up. Shut your ass up. Motherfucker, I knew I wouldn't be right. The fuck I look like? Going over there fighting people. No. There, see? See? Easy. Now I don't feel sorry for you. That's why when people call me a clown, I go, yeah, the Joker. Huh? Y'all ain't know the history of the clown. Y'all ain't know what the clown represents. The clown is the one that peeks on the other side of the void. He knows what's on the other side of the void. You don't. Then he comes back over here and laughs at everybody because everybody's a joke. How serious are you? The clown's laughing at you because he knows all of you are wrong. All this passion about nothing. Your consciousness is built on something else. You build all your feelings upon this illusion of authority and your response to the illusion of authority, forgetting that you were lost in an illusion because life is bigger than this and your death is humongous. It's enormous. The death part of life is huge. So the clown laughs because you've missed the point. You call me a clown, call me the Joker. On the corner, flipping a sign. They hate guns so much in this motherfucking country. They got y'all thinking this is the greatest country in the world, but all you motherfuckers hate all these guns so much. The Joker movie. Um, who was that? Um, who was the guy that played that last Joker? Heath Ledger was the best one, but a close second was that other guy. Put it in the chat. Who was that just played? Was that Joaquin? Who was that? Who was the guy that just played that last Joker? Frank the True Tank. What up? To those who stepped in after I pointed out I just had some mouth surgery and shit. Got my shit right, but my shit's swollen right now. Joaquin Phoenix. That's the one. In that movie, he was involved in a legit act of self-defense, and then they demonized him the rest of the movie as that what he did on that subway train was somehow wrong. I would have smoked all their asses too. Fuck is you talking about? No, it is Joaquin Phoenix. Leto did the Joker that. The reason why Leto's Joker was not that good is because they didn't give him an opportunity to really do what the Joker character is supposed to do. Present to y'all a very harsh truth that people won't understand. That the Joker says, you motherfuckers are so lost in these playful, childish emotions that you will deny the truth because it's going to fuck with your emotions. And while you're fucking crying about it, I will be laughing, dispensing all of the fucking truth. Because it is what it is. Heath Ledger killed that Joker role. Everything burns when he set that money on fire. Powerful. Joaquin Phoenix. You get what you fucking deserve. Boom! Real shit. Laughing. Smiling. That's the way it's supposed to be. When you let go of your own fear of death, when you let go of the fact that you're not going to change, might not even save the world. I might not save the world. That's why I do this. If you ever see me do this, just know that I've accepted the fact that what I'm doing, no matter how honorable it is, no matter what it is I'm trying to wake y'all up to, ain't going to save the world. I've accepted the fact that I'm going to fail at what it is that I'm doing. That it's going to be a failure. No one's going to be saved by the shit that I'm doing and saying. No one's going to be saved by this shit. Government's still going to win. I already know that. So then I go, I walk my steps. I can see beyond the veil. Your ass going to die one day. They going to fucking win. And no one's going to remember you were here in 100 years because you're a pussy. So I've accepted all of that for myself and for you too. So all I can do is just play the role, walk through the steps, laughing, smiling all the way to my own death. I don't care. Because what the truth is, and in reality, the source of the consciousness and what we got going on, everything is beneath your soul's journey. Everything is nothing compared to your soul's journey. Government corruption and the circus and the show that they're putting on, that they entrap your entire journey in. They trap your entire journey inside this political circus so that it stays like this, in here. So that it stays here. The whole time, you should be tapping into your energy. Realizing that we are one. They know you're going to search for that oneness. They know the human spirit will inevitably do that. And when the human spirit does that, somebody's going to say it. And then when somebody say it, somebody going to hear it. And then when somebody hear it, somebody going to try and implement that shit into their own lives. They know we want the oneness. So they go, I got it. Give them the oneness. One world government, one world currency. Huh? They going to give you the one because they know you want that shit. So they going to give it to you. With they seasoning, right? They got you figured out. They've been trying to tap the human fucking mind forever. CIA been running experiments on how to fucking decode this shit, right? You become predictable. Did they see me coming? Same fucking government that enslaved my people, told tens of millions of Americans, including you white boys, and you patriotic gun lovers, they told all of you motherfuckers to get in the cage about that gun. The same cage they put niggas in about that crack in their heroin after they smoked our fucking heroes that they gave us. Gave us the heroes, smoked them, and said, are you guys okay with a fucking the whole civil rights movement? Are you done now? Now shut the fuck up and take this heroin. That we are going to protect with tax-funded military personnel. And y'all wonder why I call myself Vietnam. When I say fuck them, that's my soul saying fuck them. I mean that shit that much. I can't express it to you how much I mean it. Right? Can't express enough. I can rant like this till the fucking day that I die. It ain't enough. I don't think you get it yet. You ain't gonna never get it. You ain't gonna never understand what I mean when I say fuck them. It's the same system. Black people say, oh, the system is inherently racist. Yes. And then if you paying attention, that same fucking racist system just told all these good American fucking white boys to get in the cage next to your nigga ass selling the coke and the heroin. They told him to get in there with you. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean about the racist system? Address the system for being what it is, not for being racist. It's going to be racist. It's going to be attracted to children too. Because those fucking pedophile motherfuckers are in there. The drug traffickers, they're in there. They're in there. The government illusion is a dangerous tool. Don't talk to me about the length of my AR barrel. You sound crazy. The barrel length, not the projectile, right? Not the firearm itself, per se. If that barrel isn't like this long, hypothetically, 16-inch barrel, if it ain't 16 inches, and it's like this, they go, oh, take him to prison if he won't give me that gun. Kill him on his porch if he try to stop you. That's what they said. Stop calling this the land of the free. You motherfuckers are insane. Either you're insane because you know this and you push forward as if it's a non-factor, or you're not as smart as me, and a little piece of fucking information that you either cannot find or won't be honest about is turning you into a minion for the system. Either way, get the fuck out of my way. Get the fuck out of my way. You're dangerously ignorant. This is not a free country. The racism is making black people the butt of a joke. White people are not special. People say, oh, if that was a white boy walking around with that gun, that wouldn't have happened to him. That's why I got out here to do what I'm doing, because I'm like, hey, black man, shut up. Don't say that no more. They won't even respect you when you can't think above and beyond in the higher intellectual projection of your observation. If you cannot do that, they go, like I do. Your response tells them everything they need to know about your level of intelligence. Then they go dismiss him because he ain't doing it right. You could have said something to me good, black man, but you missed it because it's black this and black that, and now I can discount you, bro. You ain't going to never get what you want. Keep on barking. Keep barking. You ain't going to never get what you want because your angle is wrong, man. I hear you, but this is what the system does to you. You have to go at the illusion of authority, because then they go, oh, now we can't discount them with the fucking prejudice fucking divide that we set up with the racism and shit. We can't angle on him to detour him because he never said black this and black that, because else I would have had something for his ass if he would have said that. I would have had something for him if he would have said Second Amendment, but he said natural gun rights, God-given law, God-given rights. He never said Second Amendment, so how can I amend what it is that he said? There is no amendment. I don't know how to stop this man. That's what they say to you when you come like that. If you would say amendment, they go, I got a trick for you. Come on. Get your tie and your shoes and shit. Come on. Let's go. We got a court date. We're going to do this, and we'll discuss it. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. And then you lose in the courtroom, and then they go, hey, man, this state ruled that openly carrying an AR-15 is just wrong. And it can't be allowed anymore. And it'll be grounds for you to be arrested. And if you resist, you will die for that. You will die for it, actually. We'll make the arrest if we see the pussy in you and you're willing to give up. Then your reward is arrest. That's what they tell you. That's crazy. That's why I openly carry the AR-15. Because what becomes taboo will later on become illegal. All they gotta do is make it so weird to you that you hardly ever see it, don't understand why anybody would do it. Then they go, just let it be so. Write it on the law that nobody can do this. Now, if you do it, it's illegal. That's what they do. I know what they do to taboo. I'm gonna make sure that shit not gonna be taboo around here. I can't wait until the springtime come. It's fucking negative 20 degrees today. As soon as it fucking warms up, I'm gonna be outside with the AR, bro. Doing all the hugging. Don't fucking say shit to me. I don't even know what legs you got to stand on to argue with me. Because when I'm out here, I don't care how scared you are, your fear is nothing. It's nothing. Right? Your fear is nothing. If no one gets hurt and a bunch of people get hugged, I won. I don't care what you say. Super simple. I win. Every day I go out there, I win. Y'all let government do what they want. Y'all let the racial divide fucking ruin a camaraderie that we should have. It's crazy. People all over social media talking about how black people do this to other black people. We ain't doing it to other black people because they black. You have to watch what you say and how you say that shit. And black people need to watch how much responsibility they try to fucking take on when people say that. I even see black people. I see white people saying, black people always this and that, and I feel defensive sometimes. And I go, oh, not all black people, not all the time. That ain't even us. It ain't even about race. What black person hurt another black person because they black? If you ever seen that, then point it out to me. Then I go, that's some fucking black on black crime. God damn. You attacked the nigga that ain't did nothing to you because he was black? Black on black crime. If it's about this nigga robbing you, now I can't call it black on black crime, even if the both of y'all breaking all these fucking laws to fucking get at each other about whatever got robbed. It's not black on black crime. It's exactly what I would expect to happen in a state of fucking poverty and desperation, because desperate people do desperate shit. People be talking about social and psychological things without bringing any kind of fucking social awareness or psychology to it. Black people are not inherently fucking violent, especially towards their own. I don't care what you think it looks like. Psychologically, do that even make any sense? You would have to show me a bunch of cases of black people hurting other black people with no other motivation but seeing brown skin and going, I feel like fighting. Niggas don't do that to other black people. When you see a nigga want to fight another nigga because they're a nigga, man? Come on, man. The correlation is crazy when y'all try to draw that. It's not the same thing. I'm seeing people, oh, Black Lives Matter so much, huh? When they see a fucking shootout between some fucking black people. They go, Black Lives Matter, huh, guys? I go, yeah, they do. Because the whole Black Lives Matter thing is supposed to bring to awareness that violence and dehumanizing people based on the color of their skin is fucking wrong. Black on black crime never involves that. I've never seen another black person belittle and dehumanize another black person because of their skin color. That's what that shit is supposed to be trying to call out and observe. When people draw a correlation between what two niggas did to each other and what a racist cop does, I know I'm dealing with a peon, bro. A person with a small brain, smooth as fuck. Your brain is as smooth as a fucking marble. If you think that that's a good rebuttal, because your rebuttal sounds unintelligent and it sounds like they're trying to justify when a cop does because they're going, why can't the cop do it? Y'all do it to each other anyway. That's what I think I'm hearing. That's what the response implies. That if you don't respond, if that's not what you imply, find a more articulate way to respond to what it is you're talking about. We are lost, bro. Humanity is cooked because y'all all some dumb bitches. All I see is a bunch of clumsy, emotional interactions all over social media about the dumbest shit. I can't care about the race thing when I know that race doesn't matter when they turn the lights off and crash that dollar, see? When I know that they are full of shit and deserve whatever it takes to stop them, I don't care if it's violent or not. I don't care if it's violent. What they've done to enslave humanity with that American dollar, with that petrodollar is so bad that I feel justified in saying that I wouldn't give a fuck if the entire Federal Reserve was gunned down by a bunch of fucking gangsters out the blue. I wouldn't even care. I'm supposed to care. Tell me why I'm supposed to care. Huh? Tell me. Why? Why is it wrong for me to say that? I want to hear it. I don't think you can justify it. I would be emotionally uninvolved in it ever happening. And if there's any emotions in that ever happening, I'll smile a little bit. The fuck? I don't give a fuck. When I see the evil, I go, whoo! Zero care. Zero care. Not even about the human being inside of it. When you talk about high levels of control, the Federal Reserve is not federal. They have no reserves as a game, right? I don't care about the human beings involved. All the human beings populating these positions of control, I don't even see no humans no more. IRS, fuck them too. You goddamn right, Nick. I knew a dude named Sidney hated other black people. He hated other black people. What about Sidney hated other black people? What about his black mother, his black father? What about his black kids? Is he cutting slack for them? Then he don't hate black people. He hate nigga shit. As soon as there is an exception at all inside of what somebody said they hate, it ain't even really that. It's something else. He hate black people on the condition that they don't act like niggas. That's what that is. He don't hate other black people. It's different. It's different. You got a tunnel vision in on a topic, the point that's trying to be made, and then remove all of the bullshit. And all the bullshit said that even if he says he hate other black people, it ain't a hate, it's probably a fear. Now we talking about feelings, see what I'm saying? And he'd cut some slack for that. Because if you ever follow sports, he'd go, well, I like that black guy. He's rich, entertaining, and he's safe. Well, then you don't hate all black people. Real hate says there's nothing that can be done to save you. Black skin, you're bad. There's no saving grace nowhere. That's real hate. And I hardly even find white people that feel like that. Y'all hate on the condition. That's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. But we call it that so we can give it the emotional energy that it deserves without examining certain things. When I see white people that don't like black folks, and then I realize that it's not black people that they hate, they just don't like nigga shit, then I go, there's hope for you. There's some hope for you. There's some hope inside of what it is that you're saying, that I think that if I can get you to brush away all that shit you're saying and realize what it is that you want to say compared to the words that you're using, I know that we got a chance that I can convince that same racist white person that what he doesn't like is nigga shit, and what he would rather judge people on is character. I think that's what he means. He don't know it. The fear is taking him over. He won't like, that's like if I say, oh my goodness, this casserole is awesome, right? Whole casserole. Let's say I start getting an allergic reaction. Now the casserole has my attention. Now I need to know what's in it. Then you start saying peas. Okay, I did peas. Good for you. A vegetable. Grow from the earth. I ain't allergic to no damn peas. It can't be that part. What else is it? And then you keep on going through different things that's inside the casserole. And then you tell me that there's walnut shavings inside the casserole. But I'm allergic to walnuts. Now we got something, right? You got to look into what it is that's going on, whether you like it or not, to see what is it inside of something that you should have been okay with that's really spoiling it for you. Now, if you look at a white person that don't like black folks, period, they say, right? Okay, cool. Give them a blind test of character on a person that happens to be black, and then don't mention that the person is black, until the end of the story. They'll say, I can't deny that um, a person who is incapable of initiating force or violence upon other people is a loving father, never hurt anybody, um, cares about other people, um, wishes the world full of happiness and peace, um, and any other positive qualities that you can possibly imagine that would be qualities that would be magnified and observed inside of a good person. Name them all. If you can name them all, and it becomes very much undebatable to anybody with a fucking brain that these are good qualities of a human being, and then you get to the end and say these qualities are being maintained, obtained, and maintained very well by a black man, Mr. Racist. Now, what do you think? I don't even think the racist will have the audacity to try to go back on all the things that he just agreed with until you said black. He wouldn't have the audacity to play like that. If he's got a brain at all, he will feel like you played him, and he will feel like his moral compass will have to bring him to the honesty that the person being black cannot ruin the fact that those qualities are great qualities that any man from any faith should embrace and embody. Any man with a brain would just have to say that, right? Then that man's not racist. It's not racist. It's something else. It's something else. It's a fear-driven thing. Because you just described to him a man that he might admire himself had he not had this fucking wall up about black people. That's something different. Psychologically, you can address him in a different way. This is what we need to do. We need to examine things in this way. Yeah, you're right, Sam Fisher. What people call racist is a learned behavior, and it can be unlearned. And it works so well because it taps into a primitive thing that we all kind of do that's actually justified. You judge a book by its cover, period. If you want to know what's safe to either befriend, turn your back on, welcome inside your own fucking environment that can affect your environment and your well-being, you are going to judge that motherfucker. And sometimes there's an image that you have of people on site, and sometimes race becomes one of those elements. It can't be the only thing, but it is one of them that will help you determine that shit. You just got to know better that superficial things like race can't get in the way of other qualities that could be beneficial to your environment. Just like you cannot allow race to be something to ignore when other qualities tell you do not allow this into your environment. It can be damaging. I can't trust another black person just because they black. I won't fucking do it. It don't even make no sense. I can think of black people I would not leave my wallet next to. Stop playing. And I know white guys that I could leave my wallet next to them. So that lets me know right then that character is going to define what's safe and not safe for my environment, for me and my kids. That I cannot use race to determine if my kids are going to be safe or not. I will get my kids hurt if I thought that that's all I needed. You know that that's not all you needed. And thus, the racial thing has to fucking go away because you need more things. And once you realize that race can't be the one-stop examination for you to determine that, there's so many other things that need to be calculated that even a racist would have to say, woo, there's a lot of deal-breaking opportunities out there for other people that I can't use race as the deal breaker because the other things are important. And the race thing is something about my visual. It's got nothing to do with the actual manifestation of a safe, healthy environment. It's got nothing to do with it. It's just so crazy to think that it does. It's crazy. And even when white people say, oh, I can do it, nigga, I see brown skin, I know what to expect. You're talking about quote unquote cultural expectation that you might have. And if that cultural expectation can't be met by a nigga acting like a nigga, you will find yourself in a nice, peaceful, wholesome environment to which you and your children might be able to express some love, receive some love, learn something, and all that. And all that, bro. That'll still be here. As soon as you realize that your initial thought on that's a black man, is he going to bring some nigga shit into the environment when you realize that that's not what's going to happen? Then you have to be like, the environment seems to be safe and cool, period. I guess this time around I have to say that everything's fine, man. Until next time, we'll see. Didn't do that at the very least. At the very least. But you can't say that all of those positive qualities, with the only negative quality being my brown skin, is going to ruin something. That when I show up with all the good qualities, but bring my brown skin with me, that this will be enough that you'll be able to point to some measurable fucking damage or loss of quality and wholesomeness in the environment. You're not gonna find none of that just because the skin is brown. It's gonna take other stuff, which is way more important. If you can't brush the race thing aside, I know I'm dealing with an idiot. I know that I am. I know I am. If you can't socially, psychologically examine social issues, where they come from and where they need to be going, you got a problem. If you think black men attack other black men just because they black and that's all that it takes, you haven't paid attention to no social engineering or environment or psychology or nothing. You ain't paid attention to none of that. Either you don't know it and you're not as smart as I am or as smart as you should be yourself to navigate these issues, or you know that and you got a mental problem, because how could you not calculate the truth into what it is that you're coming up with in all of these conclusions? Mr. Smarty Pants, y'all are weird. Slap yourself. Fuck. Grow the fuck up. Damn, y'all crazy, right? Weird. And then people say, well, how can you say you can't blame all white people for this or all black people for that, but then you can blame all cops? Because by definition, what it takes to be a cop is going to be a whole bunch of disqualifying attributes that nobody should be proud of. That's why you can't even be a cop unless you go down the list of things you got to do for your job, and this list looks crazy, right? I don't got to do nothing to be black. It's just here. It's not an achievement. I didn't choose it or nothing. So I don't know where the blame is going to come from. You probably going to have to judge me off my character, homeboy. I don't know how else you're going to do that. I think you're weird if you think you can do that without judging the content of my character. It's so dangerously ignorant that I would ask you you got to move out my way. And if you want to fight about it, I'm with all the fighting and shooting and all that shit. I ain't got no time for aggressive opposition to what it is that I'm saying. When I came out here to hug everybody, and I know I love everybody, the idea of a black person hurting a white person just because they're white and hurting them makes me want to cry, bro. Makes me sad, man. How could you, bro? I think to take the moral high ground, which I think on a grand scale black people have been doing, in order to take the moral high ground, I don't think that we should be attacking the whole of white America for that slavery shit. Shouldn't be attacking them, especially not in no physical fucking fight or some kind of a revolution. I'm glad we have not done that shit. I'm so glad we haven't done that, because I think that's the wrong thing, man. You can't do that, bro. I think you got to blame government. You got to blame government and tell them that they have the power to fix this, and reparations should go like this. They should, instead of spending money on another on war budgets and giving money to foreign countries and shit, I think they should go around to all of the slave plantations and land that was knowingly occupied by slaves and their slave owners and their slave masters and their slaves. Go to those lands and say, who owns this shit? The government's going to buy it from you, so you're not going to be at a loss, and then we're going to give it to some black folks. And when we give it to the black folks, what we are going to do is expect for them to come up with a business plan about how they're going to manage the land and what they're going to do. This is not a prerequisite to receive it, but we do ask that they do this, and we would like to see that. Whether they do it or not won't change anything, but this is going to be heavily encouraged, so much so that we will send advisors, a team of advisors, to all the black people when they receive their land, that we're going to buy, not take, from no white people, because you can't take that shit from them, but government can buy it from them instead of spending this money on this other stuff. That's what I think they should do. That way white people can say, we didn't lose out on nothing. You didn't fucking pull the carpet from under my fucking feet about some land that was passed down through my family. We use this for all types of revenue generating endeavors, and now you want to take it? No, don't take their shit. I don't even know if you should even force them to sell it. It's kind of tricky, but I think something along those lines will be better than pretending that there's no reparations owed for what happened. I think that's kind of silly to assume that, and I think white people, they get offended like somehow now they have to lose something to settle that. I think y'all crazy. That's because blacks are looking to the whites going, fix it, and white people going, fix what? I didn't do that. And I'm going, don't talk to them. Talk to the government. Tell the government to get that money up. They good at doing that shit anyway. Tell them to give it up, give it to the white folks, and then get that land back. And then encourage black people to do something positive with it, and they would. I don't know where the fuck y'all think is gonna happen when a bunch of black folks come into some shit like that, and then you tell them, we're not gonna give you money per se. You can take the land and then sell it back if you want, and then take the money and do whatever with it. Just know that you will be judged as individuals, not as a black community, but individually you will be judged on how you handle this thereafter. So we're going to see how you're going to handle this. But we are going to give you guys the land that you can then sell back if you want to keep the money. But we're going to send land developers, a team of land developers and investors to you guys. Um, and we're going to give you guys like, I don't know, a 3-month crash course on a whole lot of things. We're going to give you the free education in order for you to truly benefit from this transition that we're going through. Um, you're not going to be able to say at the end of this that you don't know what to do or you didn't know how to properly manage this shit. Because we're going to tell you for free. We're going to teach you all the ins and outs. There's no such thing as too many questions or too much advice or nothing like that. If you want to hire some of us to stick alongside of you to make sure that this goes as smooth as possible, then we'll do that. We're going to make it, because you can. They can do this if they want. They can make it foolproof. They don't got to get niggas reparations, then just let them go. They can give it to us in a way to say, there's going to be different steps in the process that by the time you actually receive the reparations, we know that we have exhausted all of the things that could be necessary to get you to take on this responsibility to be productive members of society after we give this to you. We're going to make sure that you handle it the right way. We will. Because we're going to give you all the resources that you're going to know, bro. You know how crazy that would be if people in the hoods was like, yo, we got to go through a 3-month training process. The entire family, we all have to go and meet together. We all have to come together and meet with this big ass team of advisors in this fancy fucking building because they want to tell us what they're going to do to give us this land and all this other stuff. We're going to be financially fucking set, but we got to go through the stuff. Come on. You think those same people are going to be like, I'll go for a week or so and I'm going to be back out here selling dope or doing this, doing that? They're going to be like, no. We got to see this through. Put that gun down. Wait a minute. Not like that. You got a legal gun, you can keep that one. Come on. You're not trying to hurt nobody? Okay, cool. We can run that. We can run that shit. But you will get the attention from a lot of people that are not going to want to die or go to jail to miss out on the opportunity to see this through. I think you're going to change the minds and the scope of the future in so many people. Stop thinking that the idea of reparations is going to be like throwing a fucking bucket of money inside a fucking bucket of crabs that's just going to act like crabs. You're crazy. I wouldn't do that like that. If you use your imagination to approach a problem, think about all the things that can hinder the end goal and then counteract that with other things. Why am I the only one thinking like this? Reparations don't got to be a nightmare like some white people who don't want that shit to happen want to try to say that it would be when they talking shit on social media. Y'all sound dumb. I know that before you said that, you didn't stop to think to dispense some kind of information or advice that if we did it, what could we be doing in order to give reparations and make it kind of hard for the nightmare to happen about it? Say that shit out loud, make it part of the plan, and then move forward. Y'all don't think. You're all feelings. All feelings. All inside the divide and everything like some fucking pussies. Shut y'all dumb ass up. It ain't a fucking problem we can't solve if we all get together and say, hey, we need everybody to fucking magnify everything that can go wrong with this shit. And then we need another team of motherfuckers to try to work against allowing these potential pitfalls to fuck the plan up. Why y'all not doing that? Y'all fucking making me fucking crazy, bro. Because it don't take that much intelligence and sincerity to make this stuff work. They gave reparations to other groups of people, period. It's true, period. To not give it to black people is something wrong with that, period. I don't care. I don't care what you say on the black side or the white side. I don't care what you say. It's been done before already in other directions. To not do it in this direction, silly. Looks nefarious. I don't gotta like it, period. I don't care if it ever happens. I don't think it's ever gonna happen. But you can't look at these things and then justify, well, we're not gonna give it to black people because of this. What's gonna be the reason? I need to hear it. Somebody said, we gave y'all the welfare system. Y'all gave us a welfare system? White people use that welfare system. That's not exclusive to us. It's not exclusive to being black. It's exclusive for people that need it. If you black and you don't need that shit, then you ain't had nothing to do with what some white people like to go, that was the reparations. You sound unintelligent. Not that smart. It's so crazy that people that don't even be that smart be like, y'all don't know y'all stupid? Maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's because y'all don't know y'all stupid. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I don't know, man. The racial thing is funny, man. It's one of those things that I have to address when I have to address it. Inside of the game, way down here on this lower level of fucking thinking, these are the conclusions that I come to. All in all, I really wish that we didn't have to spin our wheels and use our energy, politically or otherwise, towards the racial thing, because I wish that everybody already knew that the fabric of reality has already made us one. So what's this arguing about the skin tone? What? It's so silly. The highest level of understanding the racial divide that I personally could come up with is that brown skin has always been a landmarker for where the resources are, and controlling agents that want to control the world have to control the resources, or else you cannot control the world. Who the fuck are you to say that you're the boss of the world, but you can't control the resources? They understand it so much so that they need to control water on a planet that's 70% water. They want all of it. It ain't enough to control all of the technology. It ain't enough to control the health industry and the medical industry, to hide behind that, to manipulate it towards creating lifelong customers instead of honestly healing people and freeing people um, from the financial and health burdens from these illnesses. That's not what they're in business for, right? So when you look at all of that, then you go, oh, these controlling, and people putting this shit together all over social media. Y'all still not smart enough to fucking know exactly what's going on and then what it is that needs to be done. But when motherfuckers want to control the world, they're not going to do it unless they're everywhere. So when you look around, you see these conspiracy theories everywhere. Don't let that make you feel like, oh, y'all think everything's a conspiracy. Yes, it's the only way you can dominate the world. And that's just logically thinking. You cannot control the whole world unless you control all of its resources. And you're not going to even be able to get all of that unless you are exercising extreme force and violence upon the whole world, or else you will not even be able to acquire all of the resources. Brown skin has been a landmarker to show them where the resources are. They don't give a fuck about you being black, because if the resources were always where they were white skin, they go fight the white folks. They want the resources. It's always been about resources. It's just that brown skin always a landmarker. So when the colonizers and all these globalists see us, they go, where we find you motherfuckers on lands that is indigenous to you guys, we are surely going to find resources under the ground, and we will knock you motherfuckers down and dig it up. Let's go. We are markers. They don't care about the racial part. Now they throw that in there as a secondary, maybe even a third tier attribute in regards to the conflict that they have to harbor between us and them. And by us and them, I mean the controlling agents and then all of the bitches beneath them. That's what I mean by us and them. They might say, we're going to come up here and take this rubber and the fucking lithium and the fucking oil and all this other shit, and your culture sucks. And your culture's poor and lost. Yeah, after you done beat all the shit up. Can you imagine what slavery would have been like in this country or other countries if all of the colonizers said, we come here with a business proposition. You guys got resources, we got a plan. If we can share this, no one's going to be hurt, forced into fucking slavery. We're going to pay you well. We're going to share the fucking wealth. All we want is to make a comfortable reality for the human experience by giving the world a lithium battery for a fucking cell phone. If that's all they really want to do is produce this shit and they didn't feel like they had to dehumanize, conquer, enslave, murder, rape, pillage, plunder, every fucking thing they come across in order to dominate to get the resources, if they didn't feel like they had to do that and they were all like, we come to get this shit, but we have 100% intent on sharing to create like they could have created a utopia. I don't care what you say. They have a power. They have the power to do it, and all they would have to do is say, "Can we do? Can we get these resources under cooperative means to share the wealth and the fruits of the labor and all of that with whoever is involved?" They don't want to do that because they want the power. They don't want to just have this stuff. They want to rule by these things, and this is where the problem is. Racism has always been a second or third tier um, issue. It's control of the resources and the wealth and the comfort and the power that comes along with it. And then after that, then they say, nigger. They come for the resources. Then they use their power to gain more power. And then once they know they got power over you and they got all the resources, then they go, nigger. They can't go, nigga, if you got the power and the resources and you standing 10 toes down, like, what the fuck you coming for? You want to fight? Oh, we can fight. They don't lead with nigga. They don't lead with nigga. That comes after the fact. It's not about being black, bro. It's about the resources. Period. It's not about being a white cop. If you made all the cops black, I would be terrified, bro. I'd be so scared. It might be worse to me. Because you made them all black, I would feel like the intent to do that it wouldn't be it wouldn't be beneficial. There had to be a nefarious reason behind doing that. If you made all the cops black, I'd panic, bro. That'd be scary as shit. Because they still cops. You know, with the same agenda. You have to change the agenda. You see how the character matters and not the shell of the outside? Make them all black, I'd be scared. You change the inside, then you can make them whatever color. I'd be happy with the inside of the game of law enforcement. The Bill of Rights was trying to tell you motherfuckers, no victim, no crime, but y'all didn't listen. And now y'all all complaining about the cops and shit, talking about defund them and this one's racist. And I'm going, you're a fucking idiot. You're not going to solve the problem by pointing out the racism. It's the illusion of the fucking authority and the Bill of Rights being trampled on by motherfuckers who took an oath of office, and that makes them a criminal. And then I don't got to listen to them. This is my gun. See how that works? See how it works? Y'all crazy. All of y'all are crazy. All of y'all are lost, bro. I fucking hate this fucking place. You motherfuckers. Y'all are weird. You're all weird, pretending to be smart and shit. I haven't come across a smart motherfucker on the internet yet. Maybe one or two of y'all. It might be a handful of y'all. But I often bump into people, someone might even admire, might even call them my hero. Somebody to aspire to be like. And then they'll say something that ruins it that lets me know, oh, no, you're not on the level at all. Huh. That's crazy. You said gun rights, Second Amendment, yay, Second Amendment, yay, changeable shit. In the hands of a government that would change it if they want to be tyrannical and we wouldn't even be able to stop them. They'll make it look like they were justified, and then my fellow man will support them trampling down on my rights because it made it onto the magical paper. Yay! That shit sound crazy to me. The only thing that fucking gets me going, for real, when I know I'm standing on business, is when I say, the God, the creator, the source of the consciousness has given me this fucking piece of this consciousness to help it or whatever it is co-write this existence. And inside of that, like Elon Musk should have been telling y'all asses, the fucking reality is a simulation. It is coded. And inside this code, it can be manipulated. The illusion of authority that you see is a manipulation of the code. None of it matters. All of the asses will lay flat with the horizontal with the sunrise. If you put rounds on their ass, they would all die like everybody else. They are not special. As a matter of fact, they use the violence to secure their position over you. None of it is real. Do what the fuck you want. And if you're a bad guy, I hope somebody stop you. And if you're a good guy, rock on and go find something bad to fucking destroy. Huh? That's the truth. And you're gonna die anyway, so it don't matter. So stop being scared of that part and do something good as you want to be good. If you let your fear stop you from doing all of the good shit that needs to be done to stop the bad people, then you're not even good. You ain't even good. If you claim to be a good man, but you don't got a gun, you're not a good man. You are incapable of being dangerous. That's two different things. You're a pussy. Incapable of being dangerous. The best men are the ones that got a whole bunch of this shit, and then they go, why the fuck would I hurt y'all? I love y'all. That's the good man. The good man that can destroy some shit and fucking absolutely refuses to. That's the good man. A good man that says, oh, I don't got a gun. I don't need a gun. I fight with my hands. Man, fight this bullet. You ain't gonna fight shit. You a pussy. Incapable of protecting your kids. As soon as the bad guy with a gun or a knife or he can outnumber you, he gonna win. Now how good are you? Good and dead. In the dirt with the worms, with your pussy ass. That's the truth. That's the truth. Anything else outside of what the fuck I just said, you crazy. Pretending to be cool. Pretending to be a good man. Shut your pussy ass up. Fucking weirdos. Y'all some fucking goofies. Can't stand y'all with that dumbass shit. Ain't no good man because you refuse to get a gun. So silly ass up. All right, Sam Fisher. Thanks for stopping through, bro. Sam Fisher's out of here. Hey, listen, man. Peace and love to y'all. I'm in this live stream. I just want to say that when I say I love y'all, I mean that shit. I don't got to know you to love you. I know I can see what the world is doing. I know I can see enough of truth. When I peek behind the veil, I know that y'all are laughable. All of you got it wrong. You all care about a whole bunch of shit that don't matter. We're never going to be okay because you guys are never going to get it. And I've accepted that. It makes me laugh. And if you own yourself and you believe that you should own yourself, but you refuse to live like you own yourself, I know you don't mean it. I know you don't mean some serious shit. Do you own yourself or not? As soon as you say yes, but you won't act like it, you just lied to me and your fucking self about some serious shit when you really just a pussy. You know you don't own yourself and you're okay with it. Just say that part. Fucking weirdos. It's all pussy asses. You got a fancy fucking gun and you think the ATF is legit? You're a pussy. You are dangerously ignorant. You a bad man. You bad. I don't mean bad like a badass. I mean bad like less of a man. Taking up space. Any gun owner that can't look at the government to go, fuck you, motherfucker. I don't even respect your gun ownership. You also have to look to the government and tell them to shut the fuck up. It all has to be that. If you bought a gun and you never even consider what government says about that, how you feel about that, and what that means, you crazy. If you have no plan at all to stand up for that, you're a double goofy. There's only so much goofy I can take before I gotta laugh in your fucking face and then just disrespect the fuck out of you. I'm with all of that shit. I like that shit. People say, Trey, why you address the trolls so much? It's like you're just wasting your time and don't address the trolls. Part of my enjoyment in the internet is telling people that they stupid. Let me roast him. I'm gonna roast him. I like doing that shit. Don't feel bad for me that a troll has got my attention. That shit is fun. I think I'm performing a fucking duty. A social service. Telling a dumb motherfucker that he's a dumb pussy. Somebody got to do that shit. I feel good, bro. Y'all had to understand me when I say that shit, bro. I'm going to address them trolls, bro. I like that shit. I like it. Just like when I correct one of my kids. Even if I got to correct them with a little bit of with a little bit of aggression, the aggression is to be like, let this be a learning lesson so we can stop revisiting this shit so that it doesn't get you into harm or trouble that you cannot get out of later in life. If I got to growl at you and snatch you up and correct you with a little bit of harshness, sometimes to keep you from fucking letting the world correct you later, I don't care about that shit. I laugh at them when they feel like, oh, you're being mean, or oh, why can't I have this? I laugh. I go, it's for your betterment. I don't give a fuck if you can't understand it right now. I actually have no expectation that you're going to understand me right now. I'm okay with that shit too. The disagreement we got and all that. That's why I tell my kids, I don't give a fuck about that shit. The fuck about you disagreeing with what the fuck I gotta say. It's for your betterment so much so, and you don't understand that. I've already dismissed your rebuttal. I knew what you was gonna say, and I already said fuck that in my head 5 minutes ago. You don't fuck about what you talking about. I gotta protect you with the knowledge. I don't care how you take it. I'm supposed to stop to not hurt your feelings. Fuck about that shit. You don't fuck about none of that shit. Fuck out of here. We got work to do. Not gonna be stopped by that shit. I'm gonna tell you what the deal is. I'm trying to give you the juice, motherfucker. Much like your greater consciousness, your greater self is looking at you right now, losing yourself in political shit, laughing at you, caring about a whole bunch of shit that don't matter. Look at you, just lost. Only thing I care about is pondering my own existence in peace, and government better leave me alone with the game that they playing outside of what the fuck I got going on, because they fucking with my shit. Shouldn't have to worry about them at all. Meditation for an hour a day should be normal for everybody. It ain't. You can't. Two parents got to work to fucking keep the roof over your head. That's a hindrance to my soul's journey that the money system even did that. And for that, I wish death and hell on all of them. Don't give a fuck if we ever cross paths and it's like that. It'll be like that. Because I take that much offense to the fact that you fucking with my soul's journey with this bullshit, the money game and shit. Y'all crazy. People talk about inflation and shit. Don't no politician ever step up like he's gonna fucking save your asses ever fucking tell you that inflation is inherent in the fucking money system because the system is fucked up. Ain't nobody ever gonna fix it. The debt, the national debt, is forever in the fucking pits. It cannot come out of there. Nobody's got a plan to get it out of there. They only kick the can down the road while they're there so they can take advantage of the fact that y'all don't ask the right questions. Ask the next fucking presidential fucking candidate or the one you got now. Y'all like Trump so much. You Trump-loving pussy motherfuckers. I don't trust none of them. Went vote for my mama for president. She better not never try it. I'll go, I'm going to disown your ass. The fuck make you want to go there? Who's supporting you? What you going to do when you get there? When you get there, huh? Who are your friends? Who else have you been talking to? I say that to my own mother. The game is fucked. I don't trust nobody there. Now ask Trump what the fuck he going to do to bring the debt to zero. Ask him what happens when a debt like this goes into default. What is the collateral against this debt? Does it have anything to do with the birth certificate or the social security card and number at all? Ask him. Fucking gov-loving pussies. Loving Trump like he gonna save some shit. The fuck out of here. Save what? The country already dead because of the debt? Fucking idiot. Looking for a savior. For a dead guy. You'll get mouth to mouth to a dead guy? He been dead for 3 days. Mouth to mouth on a dead guy. Fuck y'all. Y'all crazy. It's your fault. It's your fault that it's like this. Now let me get back to what the fuck I got going on. I got 2 LLCs to develop. I got a 3rd one in the works so I can iron that out and get that one too. I'm going to show y'all who I really am. What's really going on. My imagination is too big to be contained in anything. I got ideas that'll blow your mind. You're going to be surprised, really. You're going to be like, damn, that's a different side of the trade. This is crazy. That's your LLC? That's your business idea? You making that? Whoa, you're not going to even see it coming. It's amazing. It really is the opposite of what I'm doing with this gun activism. Where my mind wants to go, but I can't keep cool because the political bullshit, I'm going to show you where my mind would be going if that political bullshit wasn't fucking with my shit, right? Y'all all want to do yoga in the grass. There's a war going on out here. So I'm going, do your yoga, but there's trouble and there's a fire and there's fucking shooting and people screaming. There's kids crying. Your yoga keeps getting interrupted by this shit. You can't even really tune in. Let's go clear this up and then we'll come back to the yoga in a minute. That's my style. I don't want them to rock on because I think too many people in the wake of what they got going on are going to live their lives being influenced by the illusion more so than the introspective self uh, searching soul's journey, you're not going to even be able to lock into that like you want to because of the political and the social bullshit that they got going on. I want them to shut the fuck up so that when I say, who are you? Where you come from? You know you got a little piece of the consciousness, right? Because you're here. Don't let religion tell you that that means that you're beneath of Jesus. Motherfucker, you supposed to be trying to be like and then supersede a Jesus. That's the best thing for you to do. Them some nice aspirations to have in your soul's journey. Aim there, right? I would much rather do that than to be doing this gun activism shit. But they won't let me. So then I gotta say, damn, get the fuck out of my way, bro. I'm trying to do the soul searching. And where my imagination goes, void of their negative influences, is going to blow your mind. It's so peaceful, it's so tranquil, it's so imaginary, it's so like, I don't know, I'm proud of myself. When till y'all see this shit? Y'all are going to be surprised. Y'all going to be like, yup, Trey, you are a yin and a yang, my friend. You did all this ranting and raving with these guns all around you, and then you went and did this. Total opposite. You are fucking turning me up and chilling me out, bro. Y'all gonna be surprised. It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. I'm proud of it. RPM Trey Vietnam and this bitch Wu Bang, get a fucking gun today and stop being a fucking pussy. If you didn't start that fight, you're supposed to win that fight by any means. And I don't care who it is that comes to you with the fight. It's morally true. Uniforms and all this other fucking pseudo name bullshit cannot change morality. If they start a fight, they ass supposed to die. That's it. That's it. They supposed to die. They're supposed to die for starting that fight. I don't care who it is. You can't make it untrue either by some magical shit that you wrote. That's crazy. Yeah, stay tuned to some more shit, man. I'm gonna try and produce some more videos, do some live streams and shit. I got some shit going on in the works for the YouTube channel. I'm still gonna be pumping that up, but I gotta make room for these couple of LLCs that I got going on, because one of them in particular is going to call for some investors and some construction, because I have to build something. I got to build something to show y'all. It's going to be amazing. If you think you rock with me now, you don't even like me for real. When you see what I'm doing, you're going to love me. You are. You are. And I'm going to love you back, because what I'm going to do is the other side of what it is that I feel like I'm born to do. Is to protect you motherfuckers and wake y'all up a little bit, and then give you an outlet for the soul searching that society doesn't seem to want to give y'all, man. But I'll give it to you, because that's who I am, a giving person. Yeah, man. Stay tuned. Check me out. Peace and love to y'all, man. Do whatever y'all got to do to become more aware of what the fuck is going on, and reach for the highest level of awareness and honest observation that you can possibly find. If you know government is a bullshit fucking game, dabble in it when you have to address it for your own peace of mind, to defend yourself against it. But just know that beyond government business, political business, and all of this social bullshit that's going on, there's something else that you should be tuned into. Your consciousness. Be aware that you are a conscious being and what that means. You are co-writing your reality and you don't even know it. You're a co-author, bro. You're the co-author. And that implies so much responsibility that if you have no other political opinion beyond what government gives you, and you haven't even questioned the legitimacy inside of government, you haven't gone that far, you got a long ways to go to catch up to me. Don't be on the internet talking shit to me, you punk pussy motherfucker. You ain't nobody to me, actually. I'll see you next time around. We'll be back. We all do this anyway. This is all we do. We are all locked into the Bardos. Y'all don't even know what the Bardos is. That's why I see everything that happens in here as a game. There's a bigger thing that we supposed to be doing. We supposed to be going through the Bardos, bro, trying to do our soul searching. Man, it's whatever, man. Peace and love to y'all, man. Wu bang.